Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if you can hear me in chat. If anyone is there, let me know on Twitch. Thanks to Starwise for the Prime, by the way. Great. So this is completely not planned in any type of way, but we currently have a sale on Humble Bundle right now. Oh, by the way, if you don't know who this disembodied voice is, it's Defur, the community manager of the game. Maybe I should start with that. We currently have a Humble Bundle on, or a sale on Humble Bundle rather, and I realized that this could be a nice way to just showcase the game because most people play this during the weekends, like we do with all games. So, I've concocted a setup in about 5 minutes where I can allow people from the community to commentate the games that are actually on stream. And if you're not aware, this stream is matches that are actually live right now from the queue. So this match that you're seeing right now between Rabbitmaster and Gozo is actually happening right now. It's in real time. So I figured it would be a nice way to kind of let people practice commentary, have fun, but also for us to showcase the game. If you're not aware, this stream is live on both Steam and Twitch. So if you go to Blaston on Steam, you should see the stream at the top. And hello if you're watching from Steam, by the way. And this is just the first time we're trying this. I might have this on for the rest of the evening and see how long we do this, and we can probably do this tomorrow as well. So, and hopefully more next week, you know, because this sale is going on for, let's see how long the sale is going on. For 19 days, so we have some time. This is really big for Blaston because we have most of our players on Oculus. This is a cross-play game, of course, but still, it's always nice to see more players on Steam. You know, seeing those player numbers go up there would be amazing for us, and we would make us super happy. So, actually, let me... Let me see. I actually have Captain Fabulous in the chat, the voice chat here with me. Let me see if this works. Again, sorry guys, this is very impromptu. So I basically have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, keep that in mind. So let's see if I unmute here. Hello, Captain Fabulous.
Hey, can you hear me, guys?
I can hear you perfectly fine. Let's see what the chat says as well. Yes, Sloyd says yes. So I don't know if you heard my intro there on the stream, Captain, but
Yep, I was watching intently.
yeah, nice to hear. So it's kind of weird though because I haven't paid attention to the game at all. But yeah, as I said, we're both live on Steam and Twitch, so you know, please stay calm, Captain, on this stream. Don't do anything rash.
Very calm person. What I would like to add to what Defer said, though, that if you haven't picked up this game, I really encourage you to give it a shot. For example, before I found Blaston, I had like 60 different games in my Oculus inventory over the course of 3 months. I kind of stopped buying games after finding Blaston just because it's so much more fun. So it's a good money saver.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. And to be honest, and I mean this is gonna sound super biased because I work with the game, but it's been the same for me. Ever since I had my Christmas holidays, I have been trying to get back into Overlord, and I haven't played any other game in VR since because it, like, you have to kind of commit to get up there, right?
Right. Yeah. No, it's also a great way of keeping fit. I gave up my gym membership after a few months of playing this.
Yeah,
And
that's really cool to hear too. I've been doing now typically, you know, the January thing. I've been doing the getting the gym membership when you after New Year's, you know, new year, new me. But I've been doing, what is it, like gymming, and then all the cardio has been Blaston for me, which has been great. But you know, it works in different ways for everyone. Um, I guess I can also mention for you, Captain, here is that so these games that are on now on the stream. So I believe this is the first time that you actually get to see this kind of. Internally, we call it the auto spectator, which is basically our dev version where we can see any game that is happening right now, um, and where you can see like anything from the queue. And this is, oh, I believe it is Arctic Blast, right? Because their
yes, it's
loadouts
Arctic
is,
Blast.
yeah.
Yeah, they have the same loadout. They're in Iceland. Someone's running Tundra, so probably Arctic Blast.
Yeah,
Um,
very true. I can only I can also tell that Learn to Laugh is very new to the game because they don't even have a rank, and they're actually doing really well for themselves with
yeah.
getting. Looks like they'll just finish this game pretty fast here. Uh, in their I guess to their advantage is that they seem a lot taller, so I would assume that the very angry blue person is a child.
Are you saying that height has an
No,
impact on Blaston? Are you
no,
ready for the Discord comments?
no. That's there are short kings in the community. I know.
100%. Shout out to Bounty X Snipe. Shout out to Sloid, one of our best players.
We have some short royalties in our community, and that's completely fair. I think actually this is okay. This is gonna turn into like a very impromptu podcast by us here while we have this gameplay in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We can jump straight back. We can jump to the gameplay.
yeah,
So here we have what I'd assume is another Arctic Blast. Both players running Tundra, so that's the only logical explanation.
yeah,
It looks like Lanamas, particularly for how the first game went, is got the edge in the sense that he seems to be trying to dodge the shots a bit more effectively than ERT 444, who shifting a bit left or right. Looks like new players to the game. Nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
But you can see.
I was gonna mention that one of the things that makes it very clear for me that there are new players is when you don't turn to the side to look at the projectiles, when they're only going like staring straight ahead and then going left to right and then getting hit in their shoulders and stuff like that. I feel like that's super common with newer players.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, one of the biggest things that you need to remember in Blaston is first of all you're dodging with your face. You're not dodging with your body, and your Blaston body turns 90 degrees when you look 90 degrees to the right, making your hitbox front on attacks much smaller if you're looking directly into the person.
Yeah, and I guess actually I don't know if we've actually talked about this much publicly, but this is in development something we call IK, or inverse kinematic, which is basically how you animate the body based on a few different, how do you say, like not coordinates but like behaviors. So
I know if you swing with your hands, I think it helps turn your body a bit more than just looking.
yeah, and that's a part of it. And you can actually lab this quite a bit in the main menu if you look at the mirror and see how your body kind of twists as you use the like as you said, like sway your hands in different directions and like look in different directions. You can see that the body is twisting, and that is basically have been, I don't want to say our, because I'm not a dev, but it has been the dev's ways to like make or fake a natural body, because we can't track a torso with the current head-mounted displays that we have right now. But I was also gonna say, Captain, if if it gets a bit too much with the only Arctic Blast, because we have a lot of new players that prefer this game mode, we can probably edit it and make it so that we only go for ranked battles. I can set that up, but
Oh, we got a Yell Curl game, which, as anyone who knows me knows, this is one of my favorite games to be inside. Yell Curl's a fun opponent for me. Um, so
but NKCell, I actually haven't seen them, or they seem, Overlord.
I would imagine a new addition to Overlord. I'm
Hmm.
saying that just because I'm arrogant enough to say that if I don't recognize them, they haven't been playing long. But
Well, that's fair.
yeah. Yeah. But they're bringing what seems to be a fairly standard bullet hell loadout. NKCell's got a Wildcat or Ellipse.
Very
Is that
head
a
on.
strike fighter, I see?
Yeah.
I mean, so they're essentially hoping that they can combo Hammer Ellipse with that grenade. Oh, that was a very attack on Yoko.
Exactly.
I mean, I think a lot of our older viewers will know. Yeah. So NKCell seems to be not so used to playing against that super majestic and
Mm.
walking straight through it, and it just takes a ridiculous amount of damage.
I think one of the things that I think we're kind of desynced now from the match. This happens sometimes when you join a match that has already started, but it seems like oh wow, he just actually just ran away. uh, but
Rage quit if I've ever seen one.
yeah, it looked like he's just gone. He's like, you know what? I'm out. Dave looks so confused.
Yeah. That's you can tell he disconnected his headset because his weapons didn't spawn. So he just threw his headset off, turned it off. I'm done with this.
That's super funny.
So congratulations to his opponent, who must have done something very good to put him in that state.
Yeah, and
It's
in
always
evening Niels in the chat as well. So this is very impromptu, and I'm actually gonna write something in the Discord news channel. But basically, I figured out a way to kind of have people commentate the live queue, and we currently have a humble bundle sale for Blaston right now. Actually, let me try this command because I just made it. Humble bundle. Yes, there we go. Hopefully the link is alright as well. Where you can get quite a few nice games for a really cheap price. So yeah, I just figured that we'd do this. So we're both live on Twitch and Steam right now. And if you have the capacity, please actually open up the Blaston page on Steam, because this is a bit up behind the scenes here again. I'm very kind. I feel very kind this weekend, but the more viewers we have on our Steam page, there is a chance that Blaston might actually get featured on some parts of the store. So the more viewers we have there, the higher the chance of like us actually being seen in several places, which can lead to new players, which is pretty cool. So that's why we've been trying to stream there for a few times and see like how it goes. We actually have 20. Yeah, and we actually have 20 viewers there now, which is pretty cool.
Okay, great. I'm a huge attention whore, so please make it big.
Yeah.
People need to know who I am. I was going to talk about this game, but it's over. I would have actually suggested normally in this matchup, purple side would have had an advantage because they both ran dabble lasers, and purple side had that Nova fantastic defense against laser. But it seems that blue was just able to get the win through skill alone.
Yeah, and so just for Niels there in the chat, so this is more my take, but the Steam chat is not a super good experience. So for chatting purposes, I would recommend you to stay here on Twitch, but definitely have it up in a tab if you can. But maybe we can do it in this way, Captain, that you can talk how much about the game as you want, and then I can actually talk to the Discord and see if we can get maybe someone to even join you here on the cast if they'd like.
Go for it. I'll take over for a bit then.
Cool.
So here we've got Icy Boy versus Freydrift, both fairly low rank, but you know that's the way we will start. And we've got Icy Boy is bringing the Nova Helix. This is that weapon which fires 3 orbs, which kind of rotate. He's got a fairly fun loadout there.
One thing is that it sounds like your mic is going like in and out. Like I can hear you sometimes, and then sometimes it sounds like you're a few feet away.
Okay. I'll turn up my gain, so you should be able to hear me constantly now. Is this much better?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah, so I just turned it down earlier while I was watching Twitch, so I didn't want it to pick up on Twitch. But we should be all good now.
Cool.
Okay, so we've got two players, both running different versions of the Viper. Really, this is kind of at the rank where you're not going to see too much folks dodging, and they are just going to eat Viper shots quite easily. There's quite a nice awareness of the game there by Icy Boy, blocking out space with that Nova Helix to force blue side to the left of his podium. We can get quite a quick, nice snipe with that Viper. Okay, so we got Lanamas. This is going to be another Arctic Blast. For anyone who doesn't know, Arctic Blast is a seasonal mode where both players spawn in with, they're not randomized loadouts, but you don't get to decide them, and both players have the same loadout. So it's essentially a measure of skill at handling a loadout the same as your opponent. And rather predictably with these, I am terrible at this mode. But we've got one unranked player versus one low ranked player. it's a battle of holding guns in front of your face and clicking the fire button. And as we said before in previous games, you can tell that they're quite new to this game, just in the sense that they only look left and right when they're trying to pick up guns. Whereas if they were to look at the bullets passing them, that's a much more efficient and easy way of dodging these shots. If you are looking at a bullet, if it's always in front of your eyes, it's never going to hit your body. And that's something to remember, especially when you're trying to dodge those Viper shots and those Tundra shots. Normally Viper shots, you don't tend to see too much Tundra in the queue. And we see Lanamas there taking some out of bounds damage. Again, for people new to this, out of bounds damage is when you go outside your podium, or your face goes outside your podium, and you take damage because you're not allowed to do that. So remember, turning side on can help basically reduce your area of hit, or your target hitbox, but also looking up and down also tilts your body up and down, so you're also reducing your hitbox by doing that. The way to make yourself the biggest possible easy target for your opponent is by looking straight at them, and that's what you see a lot of new players tend to do. Now we've got two players here. We've got Shenron and Hola43. Shenron a bit higher ranked than Hola, and it looks like Hola actually just DC'd at the start, and we're not going to see that game to fruition. Okay, we got BBL811 versus Smokeball. So Smokebomb here is bringing it over, and BBL8, I think I saw the makings for Hammer Ellipse, and I'm a big fan of Hammer Ellipse as a defense against, Nova as a good defense against Hammer Ellipse. Smokebomb kind of taking a bit of damage from that Lance Nade. Lance weapons shoot a straight line of damage, and the nade allows it to basically come from the side. And you can see here he's just tossing one back, but that goes out of bounds, so it doesn't do any damage. Neither of these players seem to be bringing much type of defense. The closest you have is Smokebomb in the form of bringing a Nova. And one of the benefits you see from this Nova is not just doing a huge amount of damage and forcing BB8 off the podium. There is it blocks an area in which this can shoot guns, because it eats a lot of pellets. It eats a lot of shots. This will be a fun match. So we've got Bear Blast and Cornplod. Cornplod is something I've actually never played before, but he did very well. I think he won the latest Arctic Lark competition, so he's obviously got some skills available to him. And Bear Blast is a very skilled player. He recently competed in Golden Knights player crew battles, and in fact helped defeat my crew in the finals. So yeah, I'm a little salty. So Cornplod here has got a Nova and Nova Nades loadout, favouring those big walls of damage, and combining those Novas with a Tether or Quicksilver. Tether is what the community calls it, but the actual name is Quicksilver. But what we'd probably expect here from Cornplod is that his basic plan of attack is going to be to throw out a Nova Nade, go out an Avalanche Nade, have some Novas coming towards Bear Blast, really limit the space on this podium, and then follow up with holding the Quicksilver and shooting the Wildcat. Wow! Bear Blast taking a lot of damage there. Now, for those of you who don't know, Quicksilver, or Tether as we call it in the community, is a weapon which, while you hold it, you speed up the rate of fire, so you make your guns shoot faster, and the bullets travel faster. And that actually also works for grenades. So when a grenade goes off, the bullets which come out of it shoot faster too. Cornplod here is using the Viper, which is one of the faster moving bullets in the game, and combined with the Quicksilver, that is a very fast, very hard to dodge bullet, which does 30 points of damage. He's taken a round of Bear Blast, so congrats to him. And he's got that Nova for defense. Bear Blast, I know from experience, is not a fan of playing Tether players. Hopefully he'll remain gentlemanly during this game. But there we have it. We see the Ava Nade come down, holding the Quicksilver, shooting the Wildcat Tether follow-up. But Bear Blast seems to be holding against this aggression quite well at the moment. And the trouble with using Tether or Quicksilver is that while you're using it, you've only got one hand, so you've only got one bullet to shoot, which while your bullets are faster actually means that you actually have less DPS if the opponent comes and meets you with two different guns, especially if they're high damage guns. But it also means you're shooting straight on. You don't tend to use curved bullets with the Quicksilver. So Bear Blast's Nova here provides a fantastic shield for blocking now. If someone takes out the Quicksilver and starts aiming a gun at you, if you've got this Nova, this big purple ball you can just stick in front of it, it's very hard for them to get around that. So final matchup, we see both players. Cornplod, very nice there. One of the great things about this game is that you can catch grenades before they activate and throw them back at the opponent. Now, your bullets can't hurt you, so the minute you grab a grenade, that becomes your weapon, in a sense. So those bullets can't hurt you, and they immediately target your opponent and provide more damage to him. And you see that Tether that Quicksilver Wildcat follow-up. The Wildcat's the little shooty fast guns. Really bad description. Provides an awful lot of damage on Bear Blast right there. Oh, Bear Blast actually not being able to dodge all that Wildcat damage. Okay, so the Quicksilver Wildcat follow-up. This is really make or break if he can. I don't want to speak because this is very tense. Really, he needs one good tether push, or just to land 2 Quicksilver shots on him, and he'll have taken it. He's also winning on health. If it times down to 0, then Cornplod's going to win. Oh, there's the Quicksilver. Oh, very well done. So that's the reason it might seem I was a bit biased towards Cornplod is because, well, firstly, he didn't put my team out of the final yesterday, but also because Bear Blast very much would be the favourite coming into this match. Bear Blast's been around for a while in the community and is a very well respected player. So very impressive for Cornplod to take the win there. And I hope Bear Blast doesn't say anymore.
I just want to say this is really great to listen to. I'm I'm trying to fix this up as much as I can in the meantime, but that was a great game, by the way. I feel like Cornplod is. Would you say that they're a new Overlord player, or since you know?
So I know Cornplod because correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but he got people knew who he was because he started doing really well in the Alien Blast mini games. And that's where I've seen his name before. I think that's right. And then he won the recent Arctic Blast.
Oh yeah. Oh, that that Quicksilver just got deleted instantly. By the way, that headshot was crazy. I don't know if you saw that, but the Viper, like they were almost using the straight Viper as a Viper ellipse, just like swinging it and like shooting it as fast as possible. Really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's great to see. To be honest, it's just fantastic to see, you know, new players come in and really make a difference on the scene. Because, I mean, firstly, I love Woody, I love GoldenEye, I love Tess and Josie. I think they're all great players, but they've been around for ages, and it's been a while since we've seen just a new player come in and completely.
But yeah, this build as well is like really interesting for me because it's very. Oh no! They just punched the grenade. Oh, at least it was one more round. But I was gonna say before that is this playstyle is actually not something I've seen a lot for Cornplod previously. Like the way that you're using Quicksilver with straight Viper and Nova and Nova Nade doesn't seem super usual in Overlord League, right?
Well, you know, this was during the quick draw patch for a while. This was the latest hotness. I remember Tesseract actually telling me that I had to start playing Quicksilver Viper, but it was just it wasn't something which we really have committed to. So I do know that players have bought it, but it's never been one of the particularly strong loadout we've really seen in tournaments. What I was building up to is that. I suppose the best example of a player coming in who hasn't been around since the beginning, like so many of the top players, would be 24. So if we've got another 24 on Cornplod, potentially that'd be fantastic to see. But I think he's got a little way to go before he reaches that level.
Yeah,
and also I don't know if he's not quite at 24's level yet, but Absil now press combos.
What? It's like you summoned them. What the hell? What?
That's my power. They listen to me and they come. So let's have a look at 24, and we can see just how good this player is. Who is he's not new to Blaston anymore, but in the context of a player like Bear Blast, he's been around for ages. He's fairly newcomer to the scene.
I also want to note the name change because I put that one through. Now it's not 6 or 7 digits. It's actually just 24, which is helps when you try to talk about the player as well. Or 2-4, I've heard Oolong call them as well. But that is crazy. Like I have to say that like this stream is like probably the most unplanned thing I've done for Blaston since I started working at Resolution. And like, yeah, let's talk about 24, and then it's just like they just appear. What? Well, that was a nice shot on the nade by Bear Blast.
But this is really the strength of 24. Although, funnily enough, he's not bringing a Viper. He normally does this sort of bullet hell combo, and he seems to have swapped out his normal combo quite a bit to try something new. I suppose all those comments we've been seeing in the Discord about people being bored of his style have had an effect on him, and he's trying something new.
But
Um,
I have to just note something because that was such a cool technique. I've thought about that a lot, but see how he moves when the nade is popping. So when Bear Blast is throwing out the nade, 24 is like doing this kind of side movement to kind of steer where the nade is going to, like in which direction the nade is going to pop. I have
yeah,
not seen people do that actually, but that's it looks
and
really cool.
just to add on that, the thing about 24's nade technique, and this is something that Bounty taught me recently, is that when a nade centers on you, although you dodge with your face, the nade actually focuses on where your body is.
Yeah.
So what 24 is doing there is he's shifting his body away so the nade will focus on it, rather than do what, for instance, I've been doing my entire life and trying to move my face away because I assume that's where everyone always aims.
No, you're actually right on the money here. I think maybe Tilbet is gonna hurt me later, but I think I can actually confirm that the nades do center in on the center of the torso. So, but I actually didn't know that, or like I didn't think about it that hard enough. But now when I see 24 in action, it's just like completely makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. This 24 is an amazing. It's got amazing accuracy, as do a lot of top players. But his real strength comes, and he's just so hard to hit. He's just really good dodging, and he's got a real good sense of awareness about how to get out the way of people's shots. And he goes to ground a lot. He's someone who, at the drop of a hat, will just put his face on the floor to dodge bullets. I envy his knees, I suppose. Is what I would say.
I actually the other day, let's see if we can. It looks really good as well now. He almost hasn't lost any health. And I also want to point out the what is it? Like those Raptor lift shots are so good. What the heck?
Yeah.
I don't fully understand the reasoning for the majestic nade, but I like it. Like I like that people are incorporating weapons that aren't, I guess, quote unquote, considered high tier in the current meta. But oh,
I think we can talk about it because
I
this
love.
game's quite a low-level Arctic Blast one. But-
So now you get to experience this, Captain, which is
Yeah.
really funny when you look at this type of queue, and then it switches from the highest level of Blaston to like the earliest level of Blaston, and it's just like it's such a.
The overhead snowball shots.
It's. I love the double. It looks really cool to use like two hurricanes like this. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
But
They should be shooting in the air.
yeah. I also hello Sir Lithan in chat and everyone else who's watching right now. I just wanna we can take a moment here to just reiterate that right now we have a sale on Humble Bundle, so we figured why not stream. And in case you didn't notice, we're both live on Twitch and Steam. So we're actually live on the Steam store page for Blaston. So any players that are looking to get the Humble Bundle sale and you know are thinking about getting the game, they will be watching here and seeing actually how the game looks like, which is pretty dope. And in a very short amount of time, I was able to set up something so that we can have people from the community casting. And really, you know, thanks, Captain, for just jumping in here. No restrictions on, you know, you can leave whenever you want to as well. But really nice to have you here, and we probably will see some other people joining us later, because I already saw in the chat that I set up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, a follow from Montyban. Hello, thank you.
Shout out to Montyban, one of the new hotness from the EU scene.
Yes, they've been destroying me both in queue and in OSO. I was actually supposed to face Montyban in the IML League this Friday, but the the booster shot had something else to say, and I was on in the bed for the entire day. So hopefully I can have that match against Montyban later. But
the excuse.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment I know that I would get 3-0'd, but yeah, also in the spirit that you said before, always nice to see up and coming good players in the game. Cornplod
You
has...
mean 5-0 because you got to play all the maps.
Oh yeah, right, 5-0, right. Sorry, the rule sets are so easy to remember. We have a rematch here from Cornplod and NK Cell, and maybe you can take it away while I finally write out this stuff on Discord.
Okay, so NK Cell has probably got the favored loadout here, just on the back that he's going into a tether loadout with Nova, and Nova's a great way of combating tether. You just stick it in front of you while they've got the Quicksilver. But Cornplod took a game of Bear Blast earlier, and one of the great things about Blaston is that you can have the best loadout in the world, but you can still lose against a player who knows what they're doing with their loadout. Now we've got a bit of a lower level match here, Dongo versus BBL8, 1-1. Looks like we're having a little bit of a bug where we... all good.
Yeah, usually when these things happen, it's when they get their next set of weapons, it basically goes back to normal. So I think we're good now, at least. Just as the match, or like the round ends, but yeah.
So I like Dongo just because he's bringing Nova Helix. I think Nova Helix is a weapon which is slept on, to be honest. Definitely not the strongest weapon by no means, but it's an interesting weapon just to have, you know, those 3 balls rotate. And if I was going to say anything about Dongo's loadout, it seems that he's looking for an area of effect denial. So he wants to put down those Nova Helixes, those 3 spinning balls, put down those lasers that he can see, and then follow up with the double grenade finish while waving the Viper in front of the opponent's face. And the minute the opponent looks away to try and dodge a nade, gets a 30 damage shot on him. And looks like he just finishes off with a nade. Finish. Okay, so a little higher LP. Let's see how they do. So bringing the Majestic. The Majestic is not a weapon you see common. It's that like hexagonal beam cage, which just does area of effect, or it just does damage while you step inside it. Flack here bringing a multitude of different weapons, which are fun and interesting. He's got the Nova Helix, that's shooting. It's kind of the Nova Hurricane, the Nova Helix, and the Nova. If I was going to say, if I was going to venture a guess, maybe he's practicing for Golden Knights tournament where you can be forced onto certain Nova loadouts. Obviously, a fan of Novas. The Novas are those big pink balls. I suppose what makes Novas interesting is they do a lot of damage. They can take a lot of damage before their weapon breaks. And they tend to be quite slow moving. Victor here, you can see he's put the bunker in front of him, and the bunker's just a nice way of putting a big wall of shield in front of you, which you can hide behind and shoot from. And it seems to have done the trick, as Black didn't really find a way of getting damage past it and was taken out. Shooter 19 is my favourite player because he's going double Viper and he's got a Nova. He's through and through. Viper, for anyone who doesn't know, a Viper is essentially it's like the sniper of Blaston. Each Viper has 3 bullets and they shoot straight at the opponent and do 30 damage. Viper Ellipse is the other side of the double Viper. It's exactly the same as the Viper, except the shot will bend as you move the weapon through the air. And the shot will bend towards the direction you move the weapon to. And the amount it moves depends on the amount of acceleration or the amount of force when releasing or pressing the trigger. Again, I would suggest that both of these players are relatively new. We don't see a lot of side on or face down, face up dodging. They're just keeping their eyes on each other, which makes sense at the start of the game when you think about it. You don't want to look away from your opponent because then they'll shoot you when you're not looking. By looking away from your opponent, it's much easier for your body to get small enough to dodge, for example, that cluster of pellets that hammer nade put out. Just everyone watching who's just tuned in. Oh, we've got NK Soul versus Oakfire. NK Soul is someone I've never seen play before, but I'm seeing a lot of him today. Oakfire is one of, I suppose, the top players in the European scene. He's a big fan of fairly meta loadouts, so loadouts considered by the community to be good. And we are seeing one of those right here. So he's got a very standard bullet hell loadout. And really the strategy in a bullet hell loadout is to just create a massive amount of walls of pellets so your opponent has nowhere to jump out the way and dodge. And he's using this very effectively against NK Cell here. The weapon he's using right now is called the Hammer Ellipse. Essentially a shotgun, but like all Ellipse weapons, you can curve the bullets depending on how you move. And one of the strategies of the Hammer Ellipse is if you do a wide arc curve with your arms, left, right, up and down, you can curve it so because of the delay in the curve of it going out and then coming back around and swinging around so it actually hits the opponent's podium side on that you see there, you can actually structure it and layer it so that you have two walls or two sets of bullets hitting the podium at once, which is known as the clamp. And by using this in combination with the normal straight-on hammer, which is just shooting a shotgun pellet face on, Oakfire is essentially hoping to have enough of these small little pellets on the stage that NK Cell has nowhere to move. Follow up, and if you throw a grenade before you start this off, and then follow up with a Raptor, that's that essentially short shooting machine gun. And we see this effect right here. You see that he's got a Hammer Ellipse coming in from both sides. The Avalanche Nade comes from the other side, and that's a perfectly executed hammer clamp with an Avalanche Nade doing exactly what it's supposed to do, killing the opponent in 15 seconds. Well done, Oakfire. That was very nice to watch. Okay, so we've got a nice little Arctic Blast match here. Really familiar with this Arctic Blast loadout, but yeah, let's talk about the Swarm. The Swarm is a weapon which I loved when it first came out because it was brokenly good. It has 3 different modes. One, you can shoot like a normal shotgun. It does 4 pellets, each doing 4 damage each for a total of 16 if it hits. The second is it will do a delayed shot, which kind of, and then have a cluster of bullets slowly moving towards your opponent. And then the third shot is all of the pellets stay in the same place. A big cluster of pellets. I don't know how many there are, and each one of them does 6 damage. Now, the way in which you determine which shot you do is depending on how long you charge the gun for. If you hold down the trigger, if you do a quick shot, it'll do the first level, which is 4 bullets at 4 damage. If you hold it down for around a second, it'll do the second level. If you hold it down for 2 or 3 seconds, it'll do the third level. Now, important to note with the Swarm, though, is that before the third level or the second level hits, there is a black hole phase, and this is as the cluster of bullets travel towards you. They don't actually travel as a cluster of bullets, they travel as a black hole, and any damage done to this black hole will immediately destroy the cluster. So what are the benefits of the Swarm? Well, the Swarm is great because 1, it does quick easy damage in the form of the shotgun bullet. 2, it can do area of effect denial on a slow moving object with tier 2. This is because essentially it shoots slow moving small wall bullets which you have to get out the way of. And 3, in the third effect, where it just has a huge cluster of bullets in the middle of the podium, which at the end will shoot out at you like a big explosion. That does a huge area of denial, because if you walk into that cluster or you move your hand through it, it'll take off over 2/3 of your life. If you don't get out of the way of it, that explosion, each one of those bullets will hit you for 6 damage, which does stack up. So when you're facing the swarm, the best case scenario is you wait for particularly the level 3 swarms to get in front of you, and then you either throw an empty weapon at it, or you shoot a bullet, or even you throw a grenade towards your opponent, but make sure it gets through that black hole on the way. So we seem to have a bunker off, which could be the longest game we're going to see tonight. I'm not sure what CGVR's. I think his controller seemed to have fallen off there, and he's putting it back on. CGVR's seems to have a fairly defensive loadout in the form he's got a Nova and a bunker, which is quite CD. And it works out for him, Vincent, by the wayside.
3, 2, 1, blast on.
Can also check back in here and just say hello to everyone in the stream. We have quite a few viewers now. It's starting to pop off. Don't forget that when you watch, if you can and you have the capacity. Wait, why is he jumping into those shots? You can watch the stream. You can watch the stream on our Steam store page as well, which helps us a lot. The more viewers we have there, the better, because we might get featured on some parts of the store, and that helps us with getting more new players to the game. Right now, Blaston is a part of a Humble Bundle called VR Discovery, and you can get some really I mean, I'm obviously biased against Blaston and Cookout because I work with those games, but there are some good games in this.
You should get them.
Yeah, I mean, but also like Trover Saves the Universe and Red Matter. Panoptic, I actually haven't. I don't know about that. Synth Riders, of course, you know, everyone should know about Synth Riders, but which is great. Trover Saves the Universe, I've actually been curious about, and Red Matter has been one of those like. It's been on my radar, you know. Tower Tag, actually, I haven't played. It's probably one of those games that makes me nauseous, but I think there's an overlap of people that play Blaston that would probably like Tower Tag as well. Have you played any of these games, by the way, Captain?
Oh, I used to play Synth Riders non-stop before I found Blaston, because I was I got VR because I was stuck inside for like a year during COVID, and I was trying to keep fit.
Yeah.
And I played through Trover Saves the Universe. I mean, a lot of these games are games which I played a lot before I got into Blaston, and then left everything behind and just focused on this game because it's an amazing game. And if I sound biased, I'm not. This is just objectively the best game. So you should get it.
Yeah, and I actually got a question in the Discord regarding like, will we have a stream later as well? So this stream, I'm thinking it's probably gonna run up until about midnight, at least CET, and which is a few more hours, and then we'll return with the stream tomorrow evening as well, and we might have some other guest appearances. I'm gonna look into and see if we can do this more throughout the week as well, but in case you don't know, I actually use this computer for work as well, so it would be nice if I can use it for that. But I'll try to look into a solution for that and see if I can get something going.
I think you should do this more often. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, same.
And hopefully chat hasn't got sick of me yet. It will happen eventually, though.
I like how Duliak is using the Viper Ellipse as a Viper. Okay, they just ran into all three of those Nova.
Well, just a note on that. One of my favorite tricks with the Viper Ellipse is most people, when they see a Viper Ellipse, they're used to it being swung, so they're looking for the curve. But if you swing your arm down and then just stop, wait like half a second and shoot it straight, it catches lots of people off guard because they expect it to naturally miss because the curve is supposed to carry on going down. By just mixing it up and shooting it straight, it does catch even the most seasoned player off guard. I think I
Yeah.
landed a shot on a test like that.
I think I've done that on accident, but I'd like to tell myself that it was not. It was on purpose. But
That was just body reflexes, Defer. It feels like accident. It was just your body taking control.
that's my Swedish gamer genes kicking in. Oh, Apollyon. I haven't seen them played for a long time, to be honest.
Oh, Apollyon is one of my favorite players to play. He is incredibly good. He's way better than me. He's an incredibly top player, and fantastic double Viper player.
I have to just mention here too, like, and obviously, like we've seen NK Cell previously on the stream now, and Apollyon is like, I would consider Apollyon probably to be within the top, maybe not 10, the top 20 at least in the game. You could.
I'd consider myself to be in top. Actually, maybe not. But Apollyon, I would say top 10.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
And so, and NK Cell obviously is a bit of a newer player into Overlord League, so there is, while they're in the same rank league, there is obviously difference in how long you've been there and such. But I wanted to mention too that I really like this trend of juggling nades that has kind of come into play with Blaston like this. That like he's even throwing the frostbite in between the juggles, and it's kind of.
Do you know how he got good at this?
I'm sorry.
Do you know how he got good at juggling so well?
The frostbite from the top.
That was. You always want to land those, but you never really see it. So for anyone who doesn't know, what he did is he threw a snowball very slowly in the air, so it fell back down. And typically snowballs are fought thrown very fast.
Yeah. I'm normally not that guy, but I hope I hope that you can someone clip that at least.
Yeah, clip that.
Yeah, and but yeah, I feel like. Yes, Turbo in chat. This is Captain Fabulous and me, Defur. Disembodied voices watching the game. But I do want to say is that I really enjoy seeing kind of the optimized plays in this game, and it was interesting to me how long it took before people actually started to take the juggling seriously, because Josie did that back in August last year, but I didn't
in the Val tournament, in the final.
And that was more of like a trolling thing, like, oh, let's see how much he can get away with. But then I think it was like November, December, I started seeing Woody doing that, and now, 2022, it's actually like a legit part of builds.
Well, just so you know, Apollyon's been doing that since last December. Because what happened with Apollyon is that he one of his quests controllers broke, and I know this because I used to play him in queue all the time, and so he would have to play one-handed. And I know that because whenever I saw him, I always put one controller down and played him one-handed. And the idea there was it would look like I was being honourable, but the actual truth is I didn't want to get beaten two-handed by someone with one hand, because you could definitely beat me one-handed. And so he just got really good at dodging, really good at juggling. For anyone out there though who is thinking that juggling is going to be the next unstoppable thing, well, juggling does have a very, very easy counter. Which is, if you have Vandal and you see your opponent juggling their weapons, just shoot a Vandal shot mid-juggle and you can destroy a weapon before it gets used at all.
True.
So it's not 100% the best thing to do.
Yeah.
And Viper will do the same trick. Viper will destroy a weapon, and one Viper bullet is definitely worth any weapon they're juggling.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I actually I didn't face someone who was juggling, but one thing that happened out of accident was that I used a double Viper build, and when someone was about to throw away their nade, when I shot at them, I immediately shot the nade when it left their hand, which just deleted the nade. And so I can only imagine that with skilled people, it's not even just with Vandal, but like with Viper and stuff, if you can predict it, or even Raptor for that matter.
Yeah, Raptor, it takes 2 shots.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah,
a grenade.
true.
You can do it. I mean, you know, it's a really nice feeling to use a Raptor Ellipse and fire 2 shots and take out a grenade. It works against you though, because you then try and do that for the rest of the match and just waste a load of Raptor shots.
Yeah.
Um,
I just wanted to say hello to Sandre in chat as well. I'm not sure what the brain hurting was because of, but I hope you're enjoying the stream. And yeah, Turbo is also agreeing that Apollyon is definitely a top 10 player in their opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Apollyon is a fantastic player. Plus, he plays double Viper, so obviously, even if he's not the top skill player, he's one of the best. Just in terms of being a good person.
I I think what is it? One of the things that I was thinking of when I saw Apollyon play, especially in the Val tournament, was that the only thing stopping them really is that they're having too much fun. Like they're just like dancing around, they're just having a lot of fun, whilst the opponent was taking it way more seriously.
Well, that's the other thing. The first time I ever spoke to Apollyon was when he friended me on Discord because we ran into each other in queue and we really enjoyed playing each other. And it was because it was at the time when everyone ran double shields. He refused to run double shields because he didn't find it fun. And I refused to run double shields because I'm just very, very bad at shields. But he thought I was not playing because I also thought it was fun.
Yeah, and I get.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I guess then his playstyle plays in a bit more to the meta now then, because shields aren't as strong as they used to be. So
Well, that is true, and he was top 10 back then.
yeah.
I think Apollyon is someone who won't play meta builds because they're meta. He'll play builds he wants to play and just overwhelm the opponent with pure skill.
Yeah.
And now we've got Tim, which again is one of my favorite players to play. And this is just because Tim is one of the nicest people in Blaston.
Yeah.
He's both from Australia, great fun to play, and I should play more at this time zone if he's in queue. And Tim is someone who you will often see in the top 10 lists at the end of each season, and is a very, very all-round, very well-skilled player. I would imagine that he's going to take this game against NKSL, but I feel bad for NKSL because I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he's been matching up against some very good players.
But I mean, one of the best ways of at least this is what we say when it comes to like fighting games and stuff like that, is the best way to learn is losing against better players, because then you can learn of what they're doing that you should be doing. Also, this kind of reminds me of the discussion that we had some day ago, I felt like it was, with the yeah, and as Turbo says, watching replays helps as well. But yeah, there's many different ways of learning. But I was we had this discussion about cross-regional, you know, connections. Obviously, we're not gonna get too wild into it, but it is kind of wild to see that. So Tim, as you said, an Australian player, and I have no idea where NKSL is from, but I can assume with how they're matching that they might be from Europe. If you did this in any other game, this would not. You couldn't do this. I think.
Yeah.
You would have like 400 ping, I think.
It is amazing how clean and smooth the game plays. Obviously, there's like a little bit of latency, but
yeah,
like compared to any other game, it does blow my mind.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
I used to wake up at 6 a.m. on the weekdays so I could play matches with Tim before he went to bed each night.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, right now it's morning in Australia, right? That's the time zone I have the least amount of track of. Let me see. Australia time
Must
now.
be about 9 or 10 hours ahead of
yeah,
me,
8,
so
8 a.m. it says on my screen here. But yeah, like for sure this is yeah, I think one of the biggest things, and hello Oakfire in the chat, by the way. Oh yeah, if you're looking at this stream, by the way, follow if you haven't. And another thing that I haven't seen people do, which really helps the game, I don't know if you're aware, but you can actually follow the game category itself on Twitch. So if you go to like what is it, Twitch TV game, or what is it, category, directory? Oh yeah, directory game Blaston. If you go to, oh yeah, you can't link it in chat because we've blocked it. But if you go to this link and follow the game, whenever you go onto Twitch, like you won't get a notification on every stream that goes on. But yeah, or if you click on the game title, I do this because sometimes when I'm bored, I bring out the Twitch app, and then I can see instantly if someone is streaming Blaston because it will have some number of viewers. Which, I mean, for me, I'm really active on Twitch, so it helps. But it's always nice to see because it also actually helps us in like rankings for the game on the platform. So like right now we have 433 followers on Twitch, and the more followers we have there, the higher up we're ranking on Twitch actually, which is I'm really kind with the behind the scenes info this week, and I'm I'm like talking about a lot of weird stuff. I hope it's not too weird. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I follow the Blaston on Twitch. I recommend everyone does. We're such a small community. Once you get involved, well, not a small community. We're very much growing. We're such a nice community that you kind of want to support everyone who does stream.
Yeah.
And also, I find that if I don't see people on Twitch, I will. If someone is streaming, you know, I'll be clipped and sent a video of me getting wrecked by Kurokaro or someone online later in the day.
Yeah. But yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, that's the reason why earlier this week, I added in our Discord, I added this now live function, which is for anyone of the or like anyone that streams on Twitch and that has streamed Blaston. We added so that their streams will pop up there. Right now, it's not only for Blaston, but some other. Oh, Schizo! I haven't seen him in a while. All right.
Okay, so Schizo is one of my favorite players. He might be lower ranked than Complod, but he is an incredibly skilled European player.
I just wanted to say, like, I loved how Cornplot was just like, let me just activate Schizo's thighs here by going with the Wildcat Quicksilver at the get-go. And also kind of a rare skin on the Hurricane. We don't see a lot of players have that because it was, I believe, last spring or summer that you could get that. So it's nice to see.
What, you mean the special skin?
Yeah, the legendary Hurricane is the black and yellow one that he has there. It looks pretty clean actually. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I use that skin. It's a nice one.
I think Schizo, if I mean, I've actually met him in real life, him and both him and Oakfire, which is really nice to kind of see how they play. Sorry?
Never mind, I was going to say something I probably shouldn't say. But no, Schizo is an amazing player, and he's one of the European scene's top players.
Yeah.
Along with, of course, Sloyd, Oakfire, and Turbo that we have in the chat here.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say regarding Schizo's playstyle, I think, at least, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, because you know these things better than I do, but he came into this scene around, or like at least at the top, I would say, like in the summer last year, or at least that's when I remembered him the first time.
So I suppose the thing is, the way the scene kind of ranks players is tournament result. And Schizo, he came in the top 13 or top 16 to 13 range of the Val Summer Games tournament. Now I know this because that's where I came.
Yeah.
But then two tournaments in a row after that, he put me out like in early rounds, and he's just very good at as kind of an all-round player. And for the longest time, he was one of the players which I could never beat in queue. His loadout now is, I think, what people like to call. I think I was talking to Baby Spine. He called it the samurai loadout. essentially the plan here is that
Oh, that was good. He tricked him into the Nova there from Cornplod. He's actually doing really well. Like we've been talking about how good Schizo is, but he's on the losing end right now.
oh yeah, well, Cornplug took a game of Bear Blast earlier, and he's holding his own against Schizo, so definitely got some skills there. I'm not saying that for a second. I just Schizo hasn't been playing as much as possible, and I'm not saying there's enough nice things about him to make sure he comes back.
Yeah, I think so. It's interesting for me to hear these names of the builds as well. But I was gonna say that oh, we actually might have some company here just in a minute. But just finishing my point is that with Schizo, his build to me, besides the Avalanche nade, I feel like his build kind of feels like August 2021. You know, I don't know if this makes sense to you, but like the shield, the hurricane, frostbite, clamps of hammer lips, it feels very like what was in meta back then. And
yeah, this is still fairly meta. This is actually a comp I was running at the start of the season.
Oh, he brought it back.
Yeah,
that fist bump. Sorry, that was just really funny.
The benefit of that build is you throw up the Avalanche Nade, you throw out the Hammer E-Clamp. So you've got two weapons which you're not using, which are going to hit the opponent at the same time. And then you follow up with that Viper E, which they have to look at you while you're waving that Viper E around, because that's 30 damage. While everything else hits them, you throw a snowball at them, and you just kind of overwhelm them with chip damage, while also, and if they turn around to try and avoid these things, which are coming in at all these different angles, you just hit them with a Viper E and take off 30 HP. It's a build which lots of players run. I know Baby Spine runs it. I know. I think I've seen Oakfire bring it into queue.
Yeah.
But you are right. It was definitely used quite significantly in summer. It's just a good build which doesn't seem to be going away.
Yeah. I think the main difference, at least from what I've seen, is that Hurricane is not used as much as it was before. It's still used, but it's like it wasn't. I think it's because we changed the physics of how it's like dropping. It's like not as strong as it was before, if I remember correctly. But I wanted to just.
It's harder to get it to hit the back of the opponent's podium than it was.
Yeah, exactly. But I wanted to just actually intro. We have someone else joining us on the cast, which is Allium. Let me see how this works. Again, this is very much a test, so let's just see what happens if I add Allium here. So Allium should be able to see my stream on Discord, which let's see. I'm talking to Allium both in Discord and on the stream here. But Allium, if you're there, you can press the live button and you will be able to see the no delay stream. And if you unmute, you should be able to speak directly to the stream here. But yeah.
For those of you who don't know who Allium is, she's often considered the nicest person in Blaston. And I would,
No, I think
I wouldn't dispute it because I've said it myself.
Oh,
How are
hello.
you doing, Allium?
I think we heard you there for a second, Allium. I'm not sure if you can hear us, but there's always some messed up stuff going on with Discord. Let me see. It's like these Arctic Blast matches, it actually works as a decent intermission to the high like now we see Turbo.
This
What's
is
in
a
chat?
nice match. This is a match we want to commentate. Thank God we had the Arctic Blast, so we've got to pause. But while we wait for Allium to get loaded in, so this is Turbo and Tim. Turbo saw the stream and decided that he wants to be on camera, and we are happy to entertain him. Turbo, a fantastic player in the European region, often considered top 2, and in the European leaderboards that we kind of host internally, is currently now top 2. Tim, by far the best player in Australia. Turbo has been a real fan of Quicksilver recently. It's a new build he's picked up, and he's doing very well with it. But Tim comes back, and Turbo's really going to struggle against Tim here because Tim is very new. This is before this is since I used to play him all the time. I picked up Bunker. Now Bunker is just a big wall you can put in front of you and your opponent. It's a lot of damage in the avalanche nade there, but because the Quicksilver is typically, you hold on to it with one hand and you shoot forward with the other hand, holding on some gun to make your weapons go quicker. If you've got a bunker, you just put that in front of you, hide behind it, and the Quicksilver's essentially nullified. But what happened here is we see that Turbo put on enough aggression against Tim that Tim was put his bunker in front of him to try and hold some of that off. Turbo chipped away with that with a shotgun shell or two, and then the minute the bunker went down and Tim didn't have another one to put in front of him, he then attacked with the tether with that opening in Tim's defenses.
Yeah, that's really nice. Also, I think Turbo might be the first player we see on the stream today that's over 3000 LP.
Before was on the stream, he's definitely over 3000 LP.
Oh yeah, sure. This is, it's very what is it, what do you call that, the immovable object versus the unstoppable force or something kind of feeling with the bunker versus Quicksilver?
Yeah, I suppose that I would say that bunker's definitely favored against Quicksilver. It's often considered to be a counter versus the Quicksilver matchup. But Tim hitting Turbo with the straight Viper, which is never a good feeling, and he's landing some of those Raptor shots, those Raptor E. Now, when we talk about Raptor E or Hammer E or Viper E, the E stands for ellipse, and as I kind of said earlier, that means you can curve the weapon by moving your hand in a particular direction or any direction before shooting it. So if you move your hand left while shooting it, the bullet will naturally veer left. And that's how you can see these hammer shots on Turbo's side curve, also those small balls curving from Tim. This is very down to the wire. Yeah, no, Tim can actually just throw a weapon at him right now. Yeah. He does that, and it takes out Turbo. Very good match from both of them. Both should be very happy with their performance. And now Tim will be the third player we've seen with 3000 LP, because that would have taken him up to 3000, that win.
Yeah.
We got Gullible, who is another Quicksilver player, versus Oakfire. Gullible, well, not the same LP. Actually, no, Oakfire is fairly low LP for his skill level, but Gullible is a very high skill player, to be honest. I played against him in a few tournaments, and he does make you sweat. He's very adept with that Quicksilver, and we can see that Quicksilver is in his lineup. Yeah,
I do want to mention also I think this is the first shocks that we actually see on stream, which is kind of cool. And if you're not aware, if you're new to the game or haven't seen Shocks before, so Shocks is the latest avatar that was added in December. Shocks has a special feature that the other avatars don't have, at least currently, with that the face is actually reacting to the stuff happening in the game. So the more you damage Shocks, it has like different levels of animation of like pain, I guess, and it also has this like win and lose animation and also a startup animation in the rounds. So actually really enjoyed that. I'm not sure if anyone has actually noticed it, but we were really proud of it in the team when we when we added that in. So it's nice to see that we can see the character here, at least on the stream. Some nice dodging there while holding onto the Quicksilver, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you have to learn as a Quicksilver player, but it's a really nice avatar. I'm not going to touch it until you find me a new avatar which is camper than Philadax. But until that happens, I'm going to stick with my lovely guy.
That is completely fine.
Wow, you see two Quicksilver Viper shots there just take off majority of Oakfire's health. Pretty much any of these bullets that either player lands is going to take it, and that's what it does. What we haven't really talked about much is that when you have weapons, after they finish run out of bullets, if you throw them at the other player and it hits them, it will do a small amount of damage. And so when you see these players get to very low health, as we've seen there, you can sometimes finish them off just by throwing an empty weapon at them, or even if you're desperate and you want to get a quick win, a full weapon. I've thrown full Vipers at people before and immediately regretted it because they've caught it and shot them back at me.
That's what you get for the desperation, I guess. But that was a nice, I think, pretty nice comeback from Oakfire there. It looked pretty dire there for a second, but they managed to get it going there in the end.
Oakfire is frustratingly good under pressure.
Yeah. Ooh, Viper and the Avalanche. No, no, no. It's in a perfect spot.
Yeah, so a weapon toss here, any damage will do it. There we go.
I think that was actually like 1 HP if there anything. I couldn't even see the health bar anymore.
This is good for me. When I want to challenge Oakfire from a spot in the EU table, I'll just bring Tether. He does seem to know what to do against it.
I mean, it is tough. Oh my god, this is so cute. Holy crap.
I'm testing out the sound here. Can you guys hear me? I can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah, we
Alien,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you. That's
Oh,
brilliant.
excellent. I just fixed the setting.
Cool. I hope you can see the stream as well, because it
can,
should
yes.
be... Yeah, great. Alright.
Everything's fine. I can see E-Boy and Ellie, Keith.
Yeah, we have some very cute gameplay going on right now. We've been basically seeing the Arctic Blast matches as like intermissions for us to just talk about the meta. So that's been nice so far. This is some weird mix of like Blaston hangout podcast while there's gameplay. I don't really know how to explain this. And the Oakfire is saying that, like, in the chat, I had you commentating my game in the background, was really distracting. Yep.
That's definitely why you lost, not because Gullible ate you.
He says I won.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I
You
won
the game
before.
stream.
You can tell people, look out for the hurricane. Look up, look up.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
is P12? Hello.
Oh, Mr. Josh, one of the other nicest players in Blaston.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
we've got
goodness,
Alien
yeah.
commentator, we've seen Tim, and now we're doing Mr. Josh.
Mr. Josh is the nicest.
No.
It's just a Viper
we-
battle.
We all had a very polite debate about it, and we agreed it was you. So
He's the nicest North American.
Ah, it's a regional
oh, that's
thing.
gonna be hard.
Yeah, okay.
Oh wait, Mr. Josh, no, he is North American, definitely.
It makes me think that we at some point should probably have some sort of like community awards of who can be the most wholesome person or something like that. But this is a very
Yo,
like
hell.
slugfest kind of a match right here, with like both of them just using Vipers at each other.
Have you seen P12 before? Stabbing before? I haven't seen them.
I've
No.
seen him on a few of these streams, but I've never played against him.
Interesting.
It's always really exciting to see new players get to Overlord,
Yeah,
or close
they're
to
playing
Overlord.
very well.
Yeah.
Also
He's
using
well.
Swarm, which is not
Yes.
super common these days.
Yeah, you guys should buff Swarm.
Alright. Alright. BRB, I'm going to the office.
My best loadout had Swarm in it, and I miss it.
Yeah, I guess right now, the best way to use the Swarm, I mean, it's still not super strong as it was, but it's like either the level 3 taking up space on the middle of a platform, or I guess just spam out the first level of the node, right?
Yeah,
but
before
then
you've
why
had
are you
some,
bringing them?
Before it's had some recent experience getting trapped by the swarm, I believe.
Oh yeah, right, in our match. Yeah, I think that's probably for me right now, that's probably my biggest like challenge, and something I struggle with in the game is like predicting how people are trapping me in, because it's very much one of these things, like when we're watching this stream and seeing how Vadnam, Lutz and Turbo are playing, it's very easy to kind of see, okay, this is the pattern, this is how you're supposed to move. But for me, when I'm in a first person perspective, it's like I completely lose sense of where things are very fast.
Well, here's the tip to you then. When that happens, best thing you can do is really get your and you've got a load of like bullets coming in around you. Try and get your head to the back of the stage, maybe put it low, and either get a shield or a Nova in front of it, and just try and hide behind it. You'll probably take a few damage from a few pellets there, but you're not going to have your whole health wiped away.
No, that's true. I think, yeah, definitely something that, like, I believe comes with time as well. Like, both knowing that, but also, like, actually executing it, because it's one of those that I mean, when I see you two play or anyone else at the top level, it's just like, oh, okay, that just looks natural.
Yeah, I
If, if,
definitely have a
if it looks
tendency to panic
Yeah,
as
same.
well.
But we're not really commentating too much on this match because Loot,
Because it's already over.
he's very good at the game, but Turbo is just another level. He's a fantastic player.
Yeah. Um, no, but it's great to have you both on here. I think we're going to have. I'm probably gonna take a bit of a break soon, but then we'll leave the stream up, and we might have some other guests coming on as well. We do have it possible for any of the other kind of what is it, tournament organizers or content creators in the community to hop on. But we're probably going to limit it to at least 2 so we don't talk over each other too much like we're doing right now. And then whenever you guys feel like it, let me know when you want to leave the stream and stuff, and I'll let you get to it. So
This is a great idea. It's good initiative to pull.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, I guess take it away for a while, as long as you feel like it.
So we've got a few more. We've got another low level match here, and really I think this is just a good opportunity to kind of stress the importance of thinking about your body when it comes to dodging. And what we're going to see is both players here just look at each other and have a really wide target hitbox that they can just be hit upon. Do you have any thoughts on that, Alien?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the pink player Mars, he had a little bit better idea what he was doing, but yeah, there wasn't much turning to the side and much looking down. Yeah. I'm still learning how to turn to the side and look down.
That's not true. You're a fantastic player. You get to you came third in the recent Arctic Blast tournament.
That's right. I had a good almost 2 hours only beating 3 or 4 overlords.
It's still very impressive
Yeah.
getting there.
My
Do you know
stamina was
my
good.
last? Do you know my last performance in an Arctic Blast tournament?
Where'd that go?
I got 5 losses and 1 win. I suck at Blast Zone.
It's so random depending on who you get and who's in queue. I ended up having to go onto Discord and beg some good players to come in because I needed to go to bed, but I couldn't go to bed as long as I had lives left because I felt like it'd be a waste. So I went on the Discord and I got 24 and then Nazmul to come in and then.
Yeah, 24 is actually the person who knocks me out of all my Blaston tap challenges. Takes all my lives one after the other.
I think 24, yeah.
24 is a very good player. So we've got new reality here, taking the age-old strategy of I'm going to try and punch the bullets out of the air. I think he's just getting used to the game. He still seems quite new, and hopefully he'll be up in Overlord and make me eat my words someday.
Did you say something about Sunday? Oh, someday. Yeah,
Someday.
Wait, we're looking for game now.
Yep. Come on, Turbo, get in queue.
Yeah,
Lose to
come
Tim
back.
again.
All right, what do we have here? One weapon at a time. That's a big mistake. Only firing one weapon at a time. You need to figure out some.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can hit him anyway.
Well, that's a very astute point. When you're trying to think about killing the opponent, when you get to higher levels at least, Blaston stops being so much of a reactive game of you can catch people out by shooting at them when, like just basically shooting a Viper or a bullet at them and then being unable to dodge. Most high-level players will be in a situation where they are very adept at dodging and can avoid, one gun after the other. So the real trick there is trying to combine your weapons into attacking them with as many weapons in a short amount of time as possible. Also trying to control the space on the stage with those weapons to mean that they can't move too far.
You want to try and trap them and then hit them with the combination.
Yeah, that's a much better way of saying what I've.
No, I thought you explained it very well, much more analytically.
Um, so you see, Nova here is quite a nice way of reacting to Lance, because Lance doesn't actually do too much ongoing damage or collision damage. When someone puts up a Lance, that's that long energy beam. Sticking an over in front of it just means it can't get past it. Stops doing so much damage to you, because it actually does a huge amount of damage if you let it stay on you.
Oh, look at him trying to dodge those Novas. Good job. Good job. I don't know. I gotta dodge the wild cuts. Yeah.
It does look like he doesn't have too. I would imagine he's got quite a small play space, because
Yeah.
he doesn't seem to be able to go left or right at all.
No, not even all the way down.
Oh,
There he goes. Nice. He's yep. Watch out for
Yeah.
this. Nova's behind you. No. It's always nice when both players GG each other, though.
it is. It is. And you know, it sucks to lose, but honestly, the best way of getting better at this game, as we mentioned earlier, is by getting beaten by someone better than you.
Yeah,
I
I'm
credit
playing.
I credit most of my improvement in the game at just getting destroyed by Woody repeatedly at the start of my Blaston career.
Yeah, I remember you at the start of your last time too.
Yeah, you. Funny story. Alien once beat me with a Smurf and then never told me.
I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Now looking back, I have no idea why I felt so bad because.
Yeah, you should feel good. You beat me on the Smurf. That's nice.
You've gotten me back so many times. And I actually did that. I swore not to use my Smurf again because I felt so guilty. Of course, I have used it since. But
I don't mind people using Smurf. I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing in the world. Like I used to use a Smurf quite a lot for reasons I won't go on to in the main Blaston channel.
we all know your
but-
reasons.
Pardon?
Yeah, we know your reasons.
Okay, great. But also because if you're a player who kind of got to very high rank with one particular loadout, and you only know that loadout, well then a lot of the time you don't feel comfortable trying out something new.
No.
So having a Smurf is kind of like a nice way of being able to practice something you're not particularly good at. And I mean, I feel that most players in Blaston aren't going to begrudge someone from using a Smurf. I don't know how seriously everyone takes end of season rankings. Really, tournament rankings is how people tend to judge skill of this game.
Yeah, I think some people take it more seriously than others. But I mean, I have an alt. I prefer to call it an alt instead of a Smurf because I'm not using it to climb up. I use it when I just want to get some exercise, and I don't feel like taking it too seriously. So it's kind of an exercise alt.
Yeah. As we said before, Blaston is a fantastic source of exercise. I've managed to lose most of the weight I put on during quarantine, which is an incredible amount of weight. So
I've lost coming up on 10 kilos actually since I started playing a year ago, and I haven't been playing other things or doing other exercise than Blaston.
incredible, Alien. I should
Yeah,
feel
of
really
course.
proud of that.
Watching my eating, my diet a little more, but the thing about exercising so much is it actually wants to make me eat less. So it's win-win. And the great thing about virtual reality and about this game, about Blaston, is normally you'd have to get in your bike or get in the car and drive to the gym to get the same workout you now can get in your living room with Blaston, which is amazing. So I'm much more likely to do it. Plus it's fun. It's a lot more fun than going to the gym.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who, if you put me in a, he just threw a grenade without activating it. I'm one of those people that if you put me on a cross trainer or a treadmill, I will last 2 minutes before I start looking at the clock and thinking, when can I stop this?
Yeah.
But with Blaston, you can play for like an hour straight, and you are shattered, you are exhausted, you get very sweaty. But the only thing which is really going through your head during that time is, how can I beat this guy in front of
Yeah,
me? You don't
yeah.
think I'm tired.
Exactly. And who can I rematch with? And you're thinking about strategy and you're thinking about winning. You're not thinking about how much time you're spending exercising.
Yeah, I know you have your early morning sessions with Sonant Broom, don't you?
Yeah, which
You
is
both.
absolutely priceless. I mean, it's the best exercise routine I've ever been in my life. Is these morning scrims.
Someone just called me the Jack Slack of Blaston. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So thank you / how dare you?
Is this Oh, I don't have the comments open.
I've just got the Twitch chat open.
All right. Yeah. No, the exercise is it's priceless. So it's good. I was thinking today about how I used to go to the gym pre lockdown, pre quarantine, and I'd be proud of myself for going to the gym and exercising for 25 minutes to half an hour, and then going home again, and that was it. And I basically spent 45 minutes getting there, a half hour exercising, 40 minutes, 5 minutes coming home. And what a waste! And how pathetic was that? Whereas now I'm
Yeah.
getting 1.5 to 2 hours in every day, just pure exercise and fun.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to playing Blaston. I never look forward to
Yeah.
playing the gym, and I feel a lot healthier than I ever did at the gym just because I'm doing more exercise. But see, yeah. So this is as you guys can see here, just standing in front of one of these lance beams that we kind of talked about earlier, it just does an incredible amount of damage. GG Zilla there, yeah, trying to do that 360 flex. I respect it, but it cost you the game. Or it cost you the round.
I like their name though, Gzilla. That's a good game name.
Yeah, no, it's
I expect him to GG every time now.
if he doesn't GG,
And
then
he's not a
I am going to
Gzilla.
petition a name change.
Yeah.
She's going to message the Fur going, change this guy's name. He's a fraud. Is he a GG Zilla or is he just... He's just a Zilla. He's just a Zilla, guys.
He is not a Gzilla. False advertising.
Okay, the Fur's on it.
We need to get some higher level players in.
Yeah, high level games are always incredible to watch.
Now this is
Okay.
is this Arctic Blast?
Well, I see a Tundra, so I immediately assume so.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be a level 40 player matched up against a level 768 player.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have the Vandal and they have the Nova Hurricane. This is one of the Arctic Blast loadouts.
Yeah. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly sure that the reason I quite like Nova Hurricane in the Nova matchup is because I'm pretty sure they can just destroy a Nova. But of course, Vandal does the same, and often they're shooting one Nova and dropping the bullets. For anyone who's new to the game, if you shoot one bullet and then drop it, just like we see with the Nova Hurricane, then again, you are really wasting resources and increasing cooldowns. Master Ghost buffering the 360 snowball there. I think he's trying to put it from hand to hand. Something which always gets me. I think I like to juggle weapons between hands sometimes, but when I've got a snowball in my hand, I try and catch it with the other one and look like an idiot.
Yeah. I've done that quite a few times. I spend a lot of time in Arctic Blast actually trying to show newer players how to fire the weapons and how to throw the snowball.
Yeah. I've tried to motion how to curve hammer ellipses before in Arctic Blast. One person got it. It's a really nice moment.
I've taught a few people how to throw the frostbite. The same way, actually, it was Sonnet who taught me, was the kind of punching your fist forward, like you're gonna punch somebody in the face.
I do the hand flick movement.
The hand flick. You're gonna have to show me that sometime. Oh, that was nice. Crawled under the nose. No, he didn't. Never mind. Oh.
But I mean, that's one of the reasons I love Blaston so much. Is it's not just an amazing game, but we do have one of the best communities I've seen in online gaming.
We have an amazing community. It's
I really feel that this is like, because at the start of this game, like the top players at the very early stages who played the most were Rudy and Golden Knight, and both those players, especially Rudy, Golden Knight as well. Don't get me wrong, but the reason I say Rudy is because I know this happens because it happened with me. Was he would beat me so much in queue that after a while he would just stop playing and then just start bringing out guns and during ranked matches and showing me how to get better at them, how to curve vipers, and because there's a real sense that we just, you want people to learn how to get better. Okay, so now we can have some predictions. My money is on Turbo because he's my teammate, and Oakfire declined being my sub, but and
I love them both dearly, so I can't pick.
This would be a good match. Oakfire is going to have the more meta loadout. But Turbo's going to bring Quicksilver. Yeah, and we've seen that in an earlier match, Oakfire could not stand up to Gullible's tether, or Gullible's Quicksilver. And if Oakfire's still got the stream on in the background while he's playing, get better. Come on, man. Going on.
But Oakfire, there was some lovely nade dodges right there. Hi, Turbo. We see you. We said, ooh, wow, that Turbo.
Turbo putting on a show for us.
On a show for us. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so how do you think this is going to end? I think it's going to start this avalanche nade, and oh look, I think it's going to go forward and just try and end it
combo from Oakfire.
2 quick hammer shots, but Oakfire quite the dodger there.
Yeah.
Both players very close. I mean, Turbo currently edges out in HP, but
what's gonna happen?
A single shot can change the game, and
some nice dancing from Oakfire there.
Yeah, I don't imagine this is going to be a timeout, but it could be.
Oh, yeah.
So really, when you've got tether, one of the things you want to do is you want to set it up by throwing an avalanche nade up in the air to deny space, so they've got to dodge and follow up with a nice tether. I imagine Turbo now might just try and hide behind this bunker and time it out. He can go for the win. That is definitely on the card. He just needs one pellet to land. But
nice one. That was nice from both of them.
Yeah, very fun game to watch.
Hi, Oakfire. We see you. We see you. We see you,
okay,
Turbo.
If both players can hear me, come on.
We can hear you.
We're all watching you. This is recorded.
Yeah. Some lovely combo. Okay. Oh! Did he do that on purpose? It's because he wants the spot up front, maybe. The really skilled Quicksilver players know how to manipulate the Quicksilver spawning so that it spawns up front.
Typically, the way you do that is when your Quicksilver hasn't spawned yet, if you've got any weapons which spawn up front, like we see on the top forward here, this Raptor Turbo has at the front, you pick it up.
I see.
And really, you shouldn't be picking up weapons at the back.
Okay, so
not to say anything bad about Turbo's manipulation, but he shouldn't really be touching anything at the back right now.
Maybe that's what he's waiting for now. All right, now he has the Quicksilver up front. No, he doesn't. Does he? In the middle.
Oh, yeah, he's got the Quicksilver. It's near enough to front.
Yeah, it's not the worst
place that you want.
Yeah. This is another close match.
I know
No.
from the best tether player in the world who's been kind enough to try and teach me tether and then gave up because I'm a terrible student and not very good at the weapon. That he says the minute you get a back spawning tether, whatever happens, you should hold it and just shoot it. Okay. Turbo's going one step further and just getting rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the world's best Quicksilver player also tried to teach me. I think he must have tried to teach many people, and none of us can catch on the way he does.
He just does play another game with that. Just
Yeah.
also, I'm just going to name check him. It's Weso or Weso, and he is, he's got a bit of an ego online, but he's a fantastic player, and he's also really, really, as much as he might seem like he's got an ego on Discord, like the rest of the Blaston community, he will just teach you how to play because he loves the game so much.
He's brought me into friendly sessions several times to teach, and he's always so nice about it, and and so patient.
Really is. I think he's a really nice guy, but he tries to hide it. To be honest.
Maybe he feels he has to keep up a fierce appearance to scare the opponents.
Maybe. But then again, I love Schizo, and I remember what he did to him in Boss Rush League. So maybe. I'm sorry, I should not say that.
That was an interesting match, one-handed. This is another close one here.
30 seconds.
But yeah, well played to both Turbo and Hopefire.
Yeah.
Both cracking players.
They should both get back in queue now. If they're listening.
3,
Shit.
1. Blast on.
Okay, so what do we have in this match? We're seeing a lot more laser builds recently, and this is really because we've seen a change to the way laser works. They've reduced the cooldown between lasers, meaning you can put out a lot more, a lot quicker. And this has led to quite a few laser builds coming up. But at higher level, most commonly you see what we see on the left-hand side, Weisswurst, where you have. When I say laser, I'm talking about the lance. You have the lance and the lance rapide, and essentially what you want to do with this build is you want to pull out the lance rapide and the lance, shoot a lance rapide, then half a second later shoot a lance, then shoot another lance rapide, shoot another lance, and then another lance rapide, and you have 5 lasers all going at the same time. While that's happening, then you just follow up with your other big guns. And typically, in the case of like Shermie, who is really the pioneer of this build, we'd see them using tend to be quite low cooldown weapons just to shoot them as fast as possible. So dual raptors, dual handguns.
Yeah, dual raptors can be deadly when you're trapped in the laser beams. I've died often that way.
Yeah, I mean each of them can put out a Raptor Ellipse can put out 50 damage, and Raptor on its own can put out 48. So that's up to 98 damage if they all hit, which they probably won't. But if you dodge them, you're going into the laser field.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, the last player we saw didn't have any of those low cooldown weapons and was following out with Double Viper, Tundra, and Nova. Really high cooldown. So I imagine that even if he wanted to, he couldn't be able to get all of those weapons out at the right time.
3, 2, 1.
I'm seeing so much. Hi, Liquid. We see you. If you're waving to us, we see you. I've seen so many double laser builds now, and I feel a sense of doom every time I meet them because, there's some skilled players using double lasers. I usually end up crawling on my floor, basically belly flop. Trying to kill them. Which is probably not the best strategy.
No, I think belly flopping on the floor is quite a good strategy, but I mean, it's the 24 strategy. It's just none of us can belly flop quite like 24.
The problem is when you can't get back up again.
That's my problem. I just when I go to the floor, I'm like, I will twerk here for like 10 seconds till he runs out of guns, and
I'm
then
just
I'll
gonna
get
stay
back up
down
in
here.
my own time.
Yeah, and nice and comfortable down there. Yeah.
But if you want good ways around the lance the lance builds, there are a number of different strategies. So the first thing everyone normally goes to is they will bring out the bunker, putting that big wall in front of you, to the point where, for example, Shermie in tournaments will pack a vandal so that he can get through it.
Because he knows that his opponents are going to bring the bunker because they know that he's going to bring the laser. Yes.
Yeah.
Smart.
Alternatively, what I have, the next two options I have both in my loadout, so I don't mind playing against lasers, is number one, you've got a Nova. And Novas work in two ways, because one, you can put them in front of you between the lasers so that all the follow-up just gets eaten by these big purple orbs.
Yeah.
Or if you want to escape the cage of lasers around you, you just stick it going directly towards the laser, and it stops the beam getting in front of you, and you can just kind of move out behind it and get out of the way.
Actually, I successfully used the Novas against a double laser tether using player recently.
Yeah, that's gonna upset them so much if you've got a Nova against double laser tether. And my old strategy, which I still think is a fantastic way of dealing with laser, is you get two Vipers, they put all their lasers down, they come up with you with their follow-up, and you just go to the front of the podium, aim your lasers at their head, and try and do more damage than they do in a short amount of time.
Oh, that helps too when you have the 10 feet long arms that you have.
Doesn't everyone have 10 feet long arms? Is it just me? What? Like,
I think I said once that when your arms reach into my podium, they actually reach into my living room. My family can see your arms reaching into my living room.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm 6'6", and I actually have an unnaturally long arm span for my size. So my arm span is over 2 meters and like 5 or 6 centimeters. So yeah, I mean, I like to think I'm skilled at the game, but I am
You are
just
skilled.
freakishly long. That's what gets me there.
You're using your natural physical advantages in a very strategic way.
I was made for Blaston.
What are we looking for game here? Come on, guys. Liquid again. We've seen him a few times now. And Wars and Meg. Oh, Liquid's got the Nova. I can never remember what this one is called now.
You know what? Respect to Liquid for bringing the Tundra. Okay, you love to see it. So, for anyone who doesn't know why I have such a distaste for the Tundra, I was excited about the Tundra. It's a it's like a high damage, like straight shooting thing, and it denies vision. The downside for the Tundra is that it's a weapon where you have to charge the gun before it goes off. And there's only really been one gun which acts like this beforehand, and that was the Swarm. Now the difference between the Tundra and the Swarm is that the Swarm you can charge up, and then you hold it, and when you want to shoot it, you let go. But the Tundra, it will just go after a predetermined time, which is maybe about a second or so.
Yeah.
So that makes it very hard to aim. And while you're charging it up, you're normally just aiming at the opponent. So as soon as you bring out this thing, you're basically saying to your opponent, in a second, I'm going to shoot you with this big damaging thing, and I can't stop it shooting unless I don't shoot at all. So, yeah, like that. The
That's a very
opponent
good analysis. Yeah.
Yeah, so the opponent knows when it's coming, and as someone who loves double Vipers, the double Viper's strength is you can just basically shake your hand in front of the player by having the Viper at the end of the podium, and in a split second decide, I'm going to suddenly put 30 damage into you. With the Tundra, you've got to decide 1 second beforehand that you're going to do that and then commit to that.
I wonder if we'll see a Tundra buff. Because I think what happened was the swarm was too strong to begin with, and then they nerfed it a little bit now, and now I think the swarm is in an okay place. Maybe they were reluctant to put a ton of strong.
The round is over. Three, two,
There's another Arctic Blast match going on here.
Yeah, just for anyone new to the stream, Arctic Blast is when it's not ranks. You don't play for points, but you have both players have the same loadout. You don't get to choose that beforehand. So for intents and purposes, it's kind of like a random loadout, but there are pre-selected loadouts which it will cycle through.
One of the fun things about Arctic Blast is that you can actually, some of the loadouts have double weapons. There's one that has double Viper lips.
I do love that one.
Yeah, you do some fun things with that.
I played Apollyon in a double Viper Ellipse loadout. That was so much fun. In fact, he put me out of a Blaston challenge using a double Viper Ellipse show off.
I think my favorite Arctic Blast loadout is the all Frostbite loadout. I had I had a good one against Nazmul yesterday with that one. And I remember a few weeks ago I had one against Shellknock, where both of us kind of collapsed at the end. Because the all Frostbite loadout is I think it's the best workout I've gotten in last time. Just the constant having to throw and dodge and throw and dodge.
I've only played the non-stop Frostbite loadout against Schizo, and I thought I would really do well at that loadout, and he just destroyed me. That was well, actually, what we're going through is we're going through all the different losses I had in my 1-5 blast zone destruction.
I wonder though, being a taller player, if the all Frostbite one is a disadvantage for you, because it's a lot of kind of getting down low. Because people use it for the Frostbite's high.
Honestly, as a tall player, because you can rotate with your hips, it can be quite easy to have vertical dodging. So actually, it should be an advantage.
Okay.
The truth is, Schizo is just better at the game than me. That's why I lost.
I also try to teach people in the Arctic Blast matches to use the Hurricane. Not that I use it. I don't use it very well myself, but at least I know the basics.
So the benefit of the Hurricane, for anyone watching, is that you can shoot it straight forward, but then you may as well be using a Raptor, which does the same, or a Raptor Ellipse, which does similar damage at a lower cooldown. But the benefit of the Hurricane is you can shoot it up in the air, not like Master's doing here, but you can shoot it directly up, and it will float up and then come down from above. And so this delay between shooting and it coming down. So Oakfire just said there's cheating, and I don't know if he's being if he's joking or not. But I was midway.
I didn't see anything. Oh, it's because
War
the guy.
Games has a chair.
Oh wait, Warzone is quite tall, isn't he? Yeah, standing on something, perhaps.
Yeah, he is standing on something. And what you can tell is because of the ratio between his arms and his height. If you ever want to work out whether someone is just really tall or someone is standing on something, if you look at how far their arms dangle down below their head, and how far the arms dangle, and the distance between that and the floor, if there's a clear, if the arms were really high off the floor but quite close to their face, yeah, this does look like he's boosted his height somehow.
Oof, that didn't help him against that hammer nade.
He says it, right?
I love the sound of all the hammer nade pellets hitting at once. Boom.
But yeah, if you find, yeah, so you can see that he really he's not very good at dodging low. Now he is quite a lot higher LP than Master, so Master might really have a good way against this. But if you find yourself in queue against someone who you think is kind of boosting their height, Good for Master. Get in there, son.
Well done.
What's quite a nice way of dealing with them is having like an ellipse weapon. You're going down low and just shooting up. Because typically, if you've got a weapon which is bending up from the bottom, so you're low to the ground, you curve the bullets up, it starts going in an upward trajectory as it goes towards them. The easiest way to dodge that as a normal player is just by going down low. But if you've boosted your height by resetting your Oculus Guardian, you can't go down low. So even if you crouch down on the floor, that bullet's still going to come out underneath you and hit you quite easily. So rather than trying to go for downward bending shots, start trying to go for upward bending shots against them. That's how, you know, whenever I find someone who's obviously boosted their height, I just know how to take games off them quite easily.
The round is over.
Good advice there.
Yeah. And
Now,
purple player having a
That's an
bad
interesting
name
name.
for just losing
Yeah.
so badly.
yeah, that's an interesting choice of name. I wonder where the numbers come from.
I guess the original one was just taken. Maybe that's his Discord account.
Look them up. Number 6657. You do stuff, LOL.
So he's shooting both Viper ellipses at the same time now. Also both Vipers.
This guy's just throwing now. I guess. Oh, you used to have to
I think
throw.
he's DC'd. He's done. Or he's
Yeah.
he's pressed the Oculus menu button because his hands have gone together, and that's a DC. You can see. So he was one of the things that we can pick up on there is he was shooting both Vipers close together in kind of very close spread. That's not something you want to do because that's essentially the same as dodging one bullet.
Yeah.
Either you want to shoot them one after the other to make it harder to dodge. If you look one way and the other one comes in and hits you in the neck while you're looking one way, that's a good idea. Or, oh, Sundre! We had some
Hi, Sundre.
of our stream viewers.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen Sundre in the game before.
He was commenting on the stream earlier.
Yeah, I saw him commenting. Yeah.
But just to finish off that last thought, the other alternative is if you've got two Vipers, you know, shooting them aside from each other, that's twice as much space that people have to dodge out of the way of. Putting them next to each other's particularly great.
I might ask you to give me some double Viper lessons sometime soon, Cap.
Oh, 100%, you know I'm up for that.
Excellent. I've been, Son and I have been using a double Viper scrim just for the fitness. But I don't really have a strategy for it. I just shoot them.
One of my favourite games I ever played was against Sloeed in shout out to the Fabulous Cup, which obviously the cup
That was
means
the
we
most
could've-
fabulous tournament.
Yeah. But we had the caster game. I mean, Sloeed faced off against each other, and he beat me in a best of 9 using my own loadout against me, which obviously was very humiliating. But it was so much fun. It was hugely exhausting. And if you watch that tournament back, you can just see that before it, I was super animated. I was like, yeah, we're having fun in the tournament. And then the final game, because I had to play that before the final game, I was just exhausted. I
You're a
was
wreck. Yeah.
not focused on commentating at all.
That was a lot of fun. Sundre's firing some of the Hurricanes up in the air, and he's got the Vandal, the Novus there. See how now the Hurricane's coming down, and Warmeg has to back up.
Yeah, this is a nice. So Monty Van has said this is a nice fat build in chat, and I fully agree.
It is a nice build, yeah.
If
I
you
just
find
gotta-
a Vandal,
Well done.
I would suggest to Sandre though, if he does watch this back, perhaps incorporate an avalanche nade into your build, perhaps in place of the Vandal. Even though I'm a huge, I love Vandal. Just because avalanche nade is pretty OP right now, and you can chuck it up while shooting out that hammer ellipse curves, and they combo very nicely into one another. But that's full meta. If you enjoy your build, don't let me take you away from it. It's you obviously worked out for you in that last match.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit of a dilemma for me, and when I'm choosing my loadout, do I pick something that maybe is a little bit boring, but I have more success with, or to kind of fool around with some things? And
I don't
I've
want
been
to say that.
playing around with the swarm a little bit recently, and it's fun. I think the swarm is fun, but it's definitely not strong as it was. But I've been having a little bit of success with it.
I would always say to players that if you can find something that you find fun, you're going to get better at that than if you don't find it fun. Because you're going to want to play it more. For example, my best loadout, the loadout I have the best results in, is Double Viper, which definitely in high level play is not the strongest loadout. The reason behind, you want to counter a double Viper loadout, you know what you do?
And
You
in the
walk to
back
the
in the
back.
corner.
You walk to the back of the podium and you dodge them.
Yeah.
It's quite easy to dodge at the back.
Yeah, that's right.
But I did spend the start of the season and last season trying to learn how to build a very meta loadout. Oh, we've got some lag here. Poor Potato having to go against such a laggy player.
The Mando Quest. Poor Potato.
Well, it looks like he actually pretty legged out and closed out the game.
Thank you, Potato. Find a better player, a less laggy player. Don't give up.
Yeah. So just to finish that thought, I started playing an incredibly meta-focused build, full bullet hell, and it's a boring way to play, to be honest. I'm not very good at it. Find something you find fun. And
Yeah,
do
find
that.
some weapons you think are interesting, and I mean, and if you think the meta build is interesting, that's fair. But if there's some other things you
100%.
like, we need more SM. We need more Super Majestic out there.
2, 1.
Please no.
Blast off.
More Nova Helix. Were you playing the game, Fab, when the Nova Helix first came out?
I was. It was so OP.
It was insane.
I'm actually one of the original OG players. Like I think I got the game when it came out. It's just no one knows about me because I didn't. I took it very slowly. I didn't immediately because I was still playing loads of Synth Riders. It wasn't until I think February or March
Okay.
I really got into it.
Yeah, I didn't think you. I didn't realize you were one of the OG players.
Yeah, I didn't play too much, and it took me a while to get through Overlord. I still remember like talking to my fiance, being like, "Hey, I'm almost Overlord. It's like being Challenger in League of Legends." Rather than that's kind of the state that back then everyone got to. They've changed the rankings now, so it's harder to get there. But you couldn't be ranked before getting to Overlord back in the day. So
I was quite proud when I got to Overlord. It took me a long time, even with the help of the bots.
Yeah, because of your skill level now, I'm sure that you could actually crack it out in a day. And the reason I know that is because that's how long it took me to get a Smurf there.
That's true. You can spend the whole day. I guess that can happen. Definitely. That's another great thing about this game is that you feel so proud of yourself when you achieve the milestones that your goals that you wanted. Because it does take skill and practice and stamina.
And you definitely notice yourself getting better.
Yeah.
After a while, it becomes very.
Okay, we right in the middle of that Fab and I talking, the channel changed to push to talk. Now I'm working with push to talk. Yeah, I've got it on now. Thanks to Fleur. It was right.
I'm
Right as we're speaking.
I'm
I had it
sorry.
frantically. Where's the push to talk? I don't know what button it is.
I'm sorry. Maybe I changed it for Captain now. We can't hear you right now, Captain. You might have to use push to talk now.
Yeah, you have to go into your settings and
Oh.
find a key to it. That's what I had to do.
That's weird though. You can
It was
tell
right-
how
it's-
you can tell how. Oh, it's now I see what I did. I'm sorry. Okay, use voice activity. Crap. Now it should be on again. We should be able to hear. This is yeah.
Push to talk is a good idea when I'm coughing as much as I am.
Allows members. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry, Captain. I think you should be able to talk now. I'm not sure if you can still hear us here. Let me know if write to me otherwise. But yeah, I was fixing the permissions in the channel. If you're just tuning in, this entire initiative was concocted in about 5 minutes when I realized how big this Humble Bundle sale was going for Blaston. And I was like, man, we should really do something special for this. And yeah, we got this up and running in a few minutes. And that's why the planning is all bad.
Captain Fabulous, if you can hear us, I think you need to go into your settings and change it back to voice, because I think it automatically changed the setting to push to talk.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
there you are. You're
Yeah,
back.
or I fixed it now, so you can probably like rejoin and fix it. But yeah, my bad. I was listening to, and I'm like, damn, they got quiet, and I'm like, what did I do? Oh shit.
I went through Alien's exact same thought process, but I didn't get past the where is the push talk button. I was just
That was-
stuck on the keybinds.
That was quick thinking, I have to be honest. But yeah, so for people tuning in right now, I know that Oolong is doing their thing as well at the same time, which is actually really nice to have two good Blaston streams on at the same time on a weekend like this. But we will keep the stream up for about a bit less than an hour, and tomorrow it will be probably a bit more planned out. We'll see who we can get. But you know, I hope you've been enjoying the stream so far. And sorry, I think you can take over again. I'm just fixing stuff in the background. Don't mind me. As for time tomorrow, I was thinking something along like 6 p.m. CET, which probably should be the midday in North America, and then we'll see how far we'll go. But
We also have some Euro Blaster Top 10 challenges being live streamed tomorrow. I think it's in the afternoon sometime, but I guess they'll announce that in the Discord.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, totally as well. If you're into Blaston, or if you're playing the game and you're from Europe, do check out the Euroblasters Discord. I do think we have some links of it in the main Discord. But it's
Basically, the way it works is come into the main Discord, just randomly go. By the way, I live in Europe, and about 3 of us will approach you, being like, join our Discord. Here's the link.
yeah.
We might scare you off.
We're very passionate about the EU scene.
You love to see it. I mean, it's for me, it's actually really funny because so I feel like I've said this 1,000 times at this point, but I have a past in the fighting game community, and there's a lot of similarities for Blaston and those types of games. Europe is usually the region which is more I guess cozied up together and like trying to get things organized, and then NA just has everything pretty much. It's a common trope in those games, and then now we see it here as well. So not that I'm categorizing Blaston as a fighting game, but it kind of is in some ways. You know?
Yeah, it is a fighting game, isn't it? You know, martial arts game.
Yeah, that's what Woody has been saying all along, right? So.
3, 2,
I believe it. Yeah, and also there was some feedback regarding the LPs. I can edit that, but I don't know if I can edit that right now. So we'll probably just let it run for today and see how this goes. And then tomorrow we might look at, I guess, upping the range to have more high tier games, I guess.
Yeah, I think if we can set it so that it is higher LP, and then tell the higher LP players that their games will be streamed.
Yeah.
We're all attention seekers at heart, so
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna get
Everybody
involved.
jump in.
Yeah, maybe I can get some games in too for that. I remember like we had some queue some weeks back, and I was trying so hard to get seen on queue. I had the stream up for like an hour, and I think only one of my like 15 games got seen, and that's when I was the most tired.
That's the struggle for me, which is like sometimes I will play in queue when I'm not playing my best. I tend to be quite tired, maybe a little bit inebriated.
Yeah.
But those are the times when like Oakfire then goes, by the way, our gamer I embarrassed you is on stream, and he clips it and puts it in the Discord. And I'm like, for God's sake, come on.
Yeah. I can't even remember. Like I think when those matches have happened when I've been on stream, it's always been like when I've forgotten a wrong weapon in my build and I do some like really silly mistake as well, and I'm like, oh no, the community wasn't supposed to see that. But we have a good game coming up though, so I'll let you take it away for this one at least.
Blaston.
Oh yeah.
There we go, Bear Blast and Global. What do we have here?
Who's your money on in this?
Bear Blast.
Yeah, I'll probably say Bear Blast too, to be honest.
Global is a great player as well. I think Bear Blast is just more experienced.
Gullible's a very good player,
Yeah,
but
he
Bear
is.
Blast. Actually, you know what? I don't know. I might take Gullible on this. 'Cause I know that Bear Blast hates tether,
See.
and he doesn't have an anti-tether loadout right now.
Right, he doesn't have really anything to.
Because Bear Blast does run anti-tether loadouts, but not the one he's got in this match. Oh, yeah, Gullible needs to watch out for that overnade at the back. That's the thing about overnade. If you can get it over the back of the opponent, and suddenly they've got pellets coming from both sides, and if they move backwards and forget about it, you can take off.
Yeah,
from
if
both
you have it
sides.
from behind and you get pellets coming from the side and from the front, then yeah.
But in trying to get those, you risk what happened just there, where Gullible just jumps up, grabs the nade in midair, and sends it back to him.
Here we see some good hurricane use from Gullible. Get it out. Keeping Bear Blast in the back. Now that's straight Viper, Quicksilver combos. Scary.
30 seconds.
It's a good game from Gullible. Yeah, no, as I say, Gullible's a very good player. Hopefully, won't get any DMs. Let's see how this shapes out. So just 15 seconds left. All Bear Blast really needs to do is to equal this is land a Viper Ellipse, which he does have the capability of doing. But it looks like Gullible.
Alright, how are we gonna...
Hurricane's
Wow.
coming down.
One. Round over.
Well played, both of them. Nice shot, Gullible.
3, 2, 1. Blast on.
As somebody mentioned, I was Blaston official mentioned in chat that yeah, at least one of these players is using the Arctic Blast Arena. We were seeing a regular tool in the Arctic Blast Arena. We don't see much of that. It's the newest arena.
So there's a lot of controversy over this arena. Over people think it's smaller than the other arena, and by people I mean me. I always feel like this one is so much smaller.
I thought it was too, but the devs have said in
Well, it's
the
not.
Discord that it's not. Yeah, it's just our perception of it.
I think it's because like it's got those bits jutting out of the side, those ice cube bits, which we think are part of the stage, but they're not. It's also why I tend to put my head outside this arena so much more.
Maybe maybe I can address it when I'm actually here. But because this was so funny. There has been so many times with like because in the past we've forgotten sometimes with the patch notes or we've missed something, and it's gotten to a point where we've almost gotten a bit what is it, like paranoid, like, oh shit, did we forget something? And specifically with this, when someone said like, did you move the platforms closer to each other? We actually had me and two devs like go into the game and like measure out like, no, they're exactly the same like the other arenas. And then like going back to the Discord and being like, no, they're exactly the same. It was.
Can you see how it looks? It looks a little closer though, doesn't it? I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's on. I mean, I've figured like
perception.
Yeah, it's depth perception of that you have so much open space around you.
Yes.
And also that the platforms, the ice platforms, they have these chunks that, as you said, Captain, that kind of makes them look. And also, you might not have noticed this, but the platforms are actually going up and down. It's like kind of hard to see, but.
Oh, I'm just seeing this now. Now that you say it.
Yeah,
wow.
like
I've never seen that before.
Not the hitbox doesn't go up and down, but the platforms are animated. So it's I've noticed it because I have it because developer privileged. But
I just need to say that this is amazing dodging by Gullible here at the end of this match.
It does.
I don't know if you guys noticed.
Tends to be the best dodging you'll ever do is when you're on 1 HP.
He's been doing
and
that.
Just like.
Good job. A good game, but Gullible, he dodged for so long with that one health left. That was well done.
I really hoped he'd get it. But you know, good, well played to both players.
Yeah.
Oh, Master 7 versus Turbo. So that was a good match, but this match is going to be amazing. Anyone want to make any predictions?
I'd say Turbo at this point. I know.
I want to give it to Turbo. Yeah. I struggle against Master 17 more than I do against Turbo when I'm playing you. Like, I take more games off Turbo than I do Master 17.
That's
It might just be my loadout though, because you know, I think Master 17 is quite good at dodging and knowing how to deal with double fighting.
Yeah, when players are at a similar level to each other, the loadout really it's all rock paper scissors.
It's not even necessarily rock paper scissors in loadout. It's just some players know how to play against certain loadouts better.
That's true. Yeah.
Like,
1 minute.
For example, I find like Yelkel I think an easier matchup than quite a few other people do, just because I know how to play against the loadout quite well. Whereas I was going to use 24 as an example of someone I find really hard.
Yeah.
Again, everyone does.
And everyone, yeah.
But yeah,
bullets, man.
But there are countless players who can rock me like any day of the week in queue.
I used to die a little bit inside when I matched up with somebody with the Quicksilver, but I'm not so worried about the Quicksilver anymore. It's one of the loadouts where I'm not. I'd rather play somebody with the Quicksilver than with the 24 loadout.
Right. So Ali, we've had a request to give up our casting.
I'm ready to after this match.
Alpha and Star Wars. And I say no. This is our house. We're gonna stay here forever. No, yeah, okay. After this match, we can get off and let 2 other casters take over.
It's nice chatting with you guys and commentating.
Yeah.
Watching some great matches here. And some nice matches.
Yeah, let's okay, so let's just go fully biased and root for our European brethren to take home this win. Come on, Turbo!
Well, nice dodging after 17, but I think this is going to go to Turbo. Unless you can...
Oh, well, this is a nice bullet hell combo here.
Yeah. We just need Turbo to get that last... For the
If he can just land that grenade on
just
him
land
alone.
anything, really.
Yeah.
Come on, grab the Quicksilver Turbo. Oh, what a comeback!
He's gonna watch this back and realize he should have just thrown the grenade straight at him. But hey, you know what? That's desperation. That's what I would do. That's
And now we
probably...
get a better show. We get a third round.
But I think it may not even be the best option. I think taking it slowly sometimes and not trying to throw everything at once, because that could open yourself up to an easier loss.
Yeah, I've made that mistake a number of times where I've just thrown and thought I had this, and I missed. When you need it to hit the most, you're gonna miss because the other player's dodging much more desperately. Oh, they're pretty evenly matched right now.
Oh, that was a nice Viper.
Yeah. Wow. Nice juggling from Master.
Well, nice dodging of the overnade by Turbo. Just
Yeah, it was excellent. Turbo is really good at dodging grenades. He taught me a lot about that.
At the back, Turbo, you got the Wildcat. That's what you need.
1 minute.
All right, calm down. Deep breaths, Turbo.
He's on his last
Right,
HP.
I need to see it come
Can he
back
bring
here.
us back?
Come on, come on. Oh, I should be neutral. Wow!
We should be
I thought I
neutral.
was settling the match.
He was rocked. That was Turbo's game. Master 17 cheated. Europe forever. But no, well played to both players. Good game, guys.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much for having us, Defer. I will definitely try and steal this spot tomorrow again. Everyone who's watching, buy this game. If you haven't got this game, you're a fool, and your life will be better for getting it.
All right, thanks for joining the stream so far. We're gonna see here if we have Alpha and Starwise, if they're still around.
If they're not, we'll stay on.
I think. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay, just kick us out when they get here.
He says he doesn't want to come on. He says they both say they've given up and they've gone home.
They're both saying it they're ready. So we'll get you. Okay, yeah. Let's see what happens now. This is gonna be like the most crowded voice chat channel I think I've had in Blaston on the server ever. So we'll see. Can we hear Starwise here?
Yeah, it's a party. Let's go.
This is yeah, this is crazy. I think we have Alpha Cupcake here with us as well, right? Maybe voice test? I'm not sure.
Right, bad. I had pushed to talk on after seeing the voice chat switch to it.
All right, we're gonna have the stream on for a bit more. So thank you so much for Allium and Captain. We probably have we'll have you back some more for this as well. It was really nice to hear you. Yeah, and for Starwise and Alpha, if you don't know who these are, Alpha is of course a mod in the Blaston Discord, and Starwise has been commentating and also hosted a tournament in Blaston not too long ago, which was really nice to see.
Also hosted tournaments, throwing that out there. Bye,
yes.
I'm off. Good games, guys. Take care.
Yes, very true. It's kind of hard to like exemplify what everyone has done within the Blaston community because people do a lot of different things. I know Alpha, you did videos as well before, or like streams and stuff, right?
I didn't stream. I made videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Occasional key videos.
Exactly. So it's really fun to see. And Starwise, it's kind of interesting for you to get into this game because you mostly like come into this game as a caster, right? So do you have
Pretty
your
much,
quest?
yeah. I mean, just tournament organizing, casting. There was a first period where I did host a Blaster on Cyber Cup where my VR headset just completely died and I couldn't even play the game for a little bit, so I had to learn by watching through the spectator feature, and that was a pretty interesting experience. There's a big difference between like the lower ranked players versus the top of the best of the best players. It's almost like night and day. So I got to watch I guess the lower ranked players play first and kind of see, oh, okay, like this is how this works, this is how this weapon works, and this is generally what the playstyle looks like. But as you kind of move up, I think I went from one game of maybe about 100 LP players to all of a sudden like Woody facing off against somebody else. So it's like it was a big difference, and the level of speed that happened in this game is just intense. What
Yeah.
I found interesting too is I got to meet a lot of the community, and it's everyone's so welcoming. Everyone is, no pun intended, brings a great blast to this game. But what you don't get to capture as much just from watching these streams is the level of intensity that these matches can be, and how much actual exercise you get from playing.
Yeah, and I mean, now this game, I think we're gonna see one of the more higher level ones. We saw the desync there in the beginning, but I don't know. Alpha, do you know these players? I don't. Harrow seems to be
No,
well
I've
up in the
never
Overlord.
seen either of them.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. I haven't seen either of those two players, and it looks like Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Oh
I don't
no.
know.
It's over, Anakin.
Oh no! Will they
It, it,
Oh
oh,
no!
there you go.
Okay.
Oh,
An
Okay.
alternate
Close
universe
game.
where Obi-Wan loses.
Yeah. I was gonna say like it almost looked like they were missing when they were standing still completely. It's like the if you stand still that you can't be seen kind of moment.
Yeah. For a second, I thought Harold was just missing every shot.
Yeah, but it's yeah, it's really nice to see, and of course I was saying this earlier in the stream as well that um, it's definitely different to watch Blaston on a screen like this and actually play the game, and I think that has been one of the struggles um, for us to showcase the game to people. Like when we were showing, oh wait, let me hold that thought because we're gonna have a really high level game here by 24 on turbo, so.
Way.
Man, this has got to be a match to watch, especially for a newcomer. But look at the damage that's already coming in. Turbo able to secure quite a bit, depending on how that majestic nade comes into play. And bullet hell already underway. 24 able to launch an onslaught of damage and bringing Turbo already down to almost about roughly half health. There's a lot of back and forth to this game. I don't know, Alpha, if you want to go into a little bit of detail on, I guess, positioning on how that works in Blaston specifically.
A lot of the things about position have already been said for the most part. I am noticing though that 24 is using Majestic Nade, which is a very unpopular choice, especially among like the very, very top players. Like I know I occasionally use Majestic Nade, Bounty occasionally uses Majestic Nade, but not a lot of top players really use it. So it's interesting to see 24, one of the best, using it right now, and I'm curious to see how it'll play out.
Looks like it's playing out quite well here. 24 able to bring down already Turbo into the red. I think we should be seeing that last push here with the tether coming into play. Can't quite land the shots here, so Turbo's doing a really good job at positioning around too. Could be looking at our last 30 seconds of play here. Could go either way still. Turbo just trying to find whatever he can, but 24 looks like might get their setup sometime soon. They're gonna dance around a little bit. Great catch here from Turbo. Stops the nade in his path here, but Turbo's still down on health with only 10 seconds left. Still could go either way. Depends on what damage is gonna come in. Turbo, just a sliver of health, still holding on for dear life. 3 seconds left, and not enough damage is out. And Turbo gonna take the loss. 24 gonna take round 1.
So one thing I kind of noted, I'm not sure if you can answer this, Alpha, but I see Turbo doing this a lot where he throws up the nade and then he catches it and throws it again. I'm actually, like, do you see it? He did it right there. I'm almost wondering if you add speed or like velocity to the grenade when you do that, because it looks like he's doing it very intentionally. But I might be wrong, it's just very interesting. I see him specifically doing it. Oh my god, so much damage.
When it comes to nades, a lot of the time, so what I do personally is I'll just like the nade, like I'll tap the hold trigger, right? And flick my arm out when I'm tapping it instead of just throwing it normally, because that tends to add a bit of speed to it. I'm not exactly sure why, And most of the time when you throw it up and then throw it a different direction, it's to juke out a shield or vandal. But it doesn't seem to be working on 24.
Yeah, and Rock Smash is saying it in chat too. I do it too. It's a confusion tactic. Yeah, that makes sense too. It's like a positioning.
1 minute.
Oh my god, this
Four!
like 24's movement is so crazy compared to any other
love it.
player. Sorry, I
He
just had to.
gets down in there, moves around, and just like threads the needle closely. But 24 down to a sliver of health again. 40 seconds left. Turbo up in the lead, just by not much either. One big hit of anything here could take him out. Yeah, look at that. Oh, death by the weapon throw.
And I mean, 24 has been playing for quite a while now. This stream has been out for some bits, so they must be pretty tired.
Yeah, I mean, I get tired from playing off of like 2 or 3 rounds. I can only imagine what like a couple hours of playing looks like.
Yeah, I think we all have different like limits to ourselves when it comes to that. I think I can play well enough for about 45 minutes, up to an hour, but then after that it just goes downhill for me. Need some more cardio.
Yeah. Although the more you play, the more cardio you get.
Yep, very
Another incentive, play more. Never stay still.
Yeah.
I like the way that these players move up to the very frontmost part of the podium just to land whatever shots close that distance, and then when playing defensively, waiting for the weapons to load back up. Oh no, the juggle bits.
1 minute.
24 is playing very interestingly with Majestic Nade. It's very hard to tell. I think he's multi-purpose using it because it's very good for a distraction, especially for 3 seconds, to have them attempt to catch it. Because you see, 24's Majestic Nades aren't landing 100% of the time, so I'm not sure what 24's plan is, but it's interesting to see.
Yeah, the Majestic Nade hasn't panned out so well for 24, but the damage is going to pan out very well for him as he closes out this game 2-1 in favor for 24.
One thing I kind of wanted to note there too as well, because I saw that 24 was using the regular Raptor as well, which is not, I would assume, is not super common. It's very noticeable because they were using the Dead Ringer skin, which looks very different to any other weapon in Blaston currently, but it's the quick draw weapon. But yeah, I kind of feel like people have started to get back to the regular both Raptor and Hammer as of late, because like if you do the bullet hell stuff and then you just go at them with Raptor and Hammer, it usually gets at least 1 pellet hit or something like that, right?
Yeah, Raptor is a super cool weapon because a lot of people will use it whenever they see like they need it. Because Nova, right? If someone's doing a hammer clamp, you'll use Nova to get rid of a lot of it because it's basically a shield that's moving. It'll take up a lot of the orbs. And Raptor is like a makeshift Nova when it comes to defense. So you'll occasionally shoot hammer ellipse bullets or just any bullet and clear the way. And plus, like you said with bullet hell, when it's attacking, it takes up a lot of space, especially if you're doing double Raptor. So it's very cool to watch like all of the space being filled up.
Yeah, totally makes sense. I was wondering if I could like try to get the the point of view angles, because I can actually go in here and change it for, but it's like kind of, I love getting this point of view angle for at least one.
This captures the feeling of it so much more, because look at that. You can hear all the fire go right past you, and you can't quite see if it's still hovering around you nearby. Especially when the Novas come in and the Majestics. See, on this angle you can see a little bit better, but when you kind of zoom in first person, you can sort of hear when it goes by, but it's still right there, right next to him. So if he steps over to the side to try to grab a weapon or go for a dodge, easily could run right back into it.
The cool thing about the first person, in my opinion, is the head movements. You get to see where they're looking, and that shows or probably not in lower level games, but in Overlord, you use your head to dodge a lot, like to look to the side and narrow
Yeah.
your hitbox. So
I
it's
would have
very
loved
cool
to see that with when 24 was playing, when he was like on the floor dodging everything.
I would love to see 24 doing that when did that weird dance around the Quicksilver bullets. It was insane.
Bobbing and weaving.
I can try to get that at least once when when we go for that later. But yeah, I just also for me it's like training with these like camera angles because it's I think it's one of the things that is very early on in this game right now is people actually working with the camera. I mean, you Starwise, if anyone would know how this works in other games, like it's a it's a science when it comes to games like Valorant, where people have these like flybys, they have these, you know, setups and everything for the cameras. And here in Little Blaston land, we're just like, yeah, let me just have one camera angle right now. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things that it sounds easy to make, but it's nowhere near as easy to make well. I mean, like any game could really have that spectator. I've had a few where, you know, you could have that free cam spectator, or it goes into the first person player POV or the over the head one. But I honestly think that Blaston captures it pretty well, especially with the automated spectator feature
mm,
that it has, so that like it changes the camera angles and it's not too abrupt, it's not too fast. It cleanly goes around and gives you some good looking angles, so that way like you can manage a full stream and not have to worry about camera, and that really helps out a lot with the community organizers and hosting their tournaments.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I like too. The thing, I guess, we added this recently in our latest version of the Spectator, which is this third person and first person views, and they're slightly different in that they're hooked up to the player, so they're coded in a different way. So we haven't actually been able to include them into the automated angles. Maybe it would be a bit too confusing if we actually did that, because it would be shifting so much compared to what it does now. But that is definitely like that. Those angles were actually came out of people, you know, saying that like, oh yeah, I want a more dynamic view of the game to like understand its intensity. And for me, it's been mainly me and Skoy working on this project for this particularly, and we're like, yeah, okay, let's make it a thing, and we were able to in like not that long a time. So really happy to like that, you know, the community has been giving the feedback to this, both this and you know, everything else.
This game is very intense for very different reasons.
Oh my god, he's
Like
almost
oh my god, like you don't know when they'll dodge, they don't know what to expect next. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
just shooting out into the crowd
Yeah,
as well.
just
At the start of the match too, they were shooting a lot of bullets to the side of the podium, like a Kiel shot a Nova to the side. I'm not sure. I don't know what it is, like if it's an age thing, but at the start of the game, like obviously it seems so simple just to dodge, but at the start of the game, you don't really have that kind of game sense and knowledge of what to do all the time.
Yeah, I think it is one of those things where if you're not used to VR as well, like a lot of people just like press all the buttons. It's kind of like, I think the only way I can describe it is like if you give someone like an older relative like a Switch controller and they're playing Mario Kart, then they're just gonna spam all the buttons. It kind of feels like that. But we're gonna have
When
another big game here.
when you go up against somebody playing like a fighter game that just spam everything and they end up winning too.
Yeah, oh my god, that
Not
gets...
so much in this case, but
Yeah.
yeah, another
Keep running
high
bunker.
ranked game. What are your thoughts on Bunker Alpha? I mean, I've seen a lot of different shields come into play, and a lot of different players love and favor it, but it almost seems like the higher you go, the more it seems to be focused a little bit on bullet hell. Is that right?
Yeah, for the most part, Bunker takes a lot of hits. So obviously Vandal's a great counter to it, but for the most part, Bunker's a very safe way to dodge bullet hell. But the problem is it doesn't really counter things like hammer clamps, hurricanes. There are a lot of ways around Bunker, a lot of common ways around Bunker, like Yelkel's carrying Raptor Ellipse, Viper Ellipse, and Super Majestic. And avalanche nade as well, which are all different things that can get around bunker. So bunker, especially in Overlord, it's not as useful as you would hope unless you're a good bunker player like Baby Spine, who like strategizes when to play bunker, when to hide onto bunker. So it's very like interesting. It's surprisingly diverse considering how simple it is.
Exactly, and then especially with this meta of all the different ellipse and nades that come into play, like you said, very easy to get around it. And with that bullet hell that comes in, I mean, they do their rush, and bunker does block out quite a bit too. So. Although you're saying Yelkel did a great job of demonstrating exactly how to get around that bunker, but oh, the damage. Viper shot, Yelkel just on fire. Gonna close it out here with a triple shot, wow.
I'm surprised with the Dosme's play, like I'm surprised Yelkel took that much damage from straight Viper.
Yeah, I don't know how you specifically position and time that, especially around the bunker, because although we talk about how there are ways to get about the bunker, it's not the easiest. There's definitely a little bit of challenge, but Yelko made it look so easy. And I don't know what happened here. I can't even see it.
3, 2.
And is Marek just incredibly tall and Icy Boy very short?
I mean, there is no Oculus. No, there's a lot of ways. I'm gonna guess he's using the Oculus thing because we just saw him crouch to the floor, but his pedestal was below him when he did that. So I'm gonna guess that he's using the Oculus. Like, there's an experimental feature which is raise view. I've seen a lot of kids, like there are a lot of little kids in Ozo who pretend to be an adult using that, and it's funny to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what you would see if you saw Josie versus Bounty play, though, with a level of heights.
I'd love to see Josie going mini Josie, though. I'm not sure how he does it, but it's very fun to see.
What does that mean? Mini Josie or
Mini Josie? This, when
Yeah,
you take away a few J's.
I don't know. Is that when he is lying on the floor or?
No, he raises his floor level. I don't know how. I assume he has like another surface that he looks at while he's making his guardian. And then basically, so now he's super low down to the podium all the time. And it's hilarious to see. So I actually went into a match with Josie once while he was mini Josie. And I recorded it and uploaded it. It was where he was mini Josie and I used the raise view feature. So we were fighting on a completely different level, and it was very funny.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that now.
Yeah, same here. I also want to note just that Sundre was in the chat here earlier, and we've had a lot of people that have been like popping into chat and then just popping into the game, and I love to see that because it's like Sundre was saying earlier that, oh man, I'm getting so like I'm learning so much from this stream and watching the top players play, and then they get immediately into the game. It's like, oh, I'm gonna try it out. So fun to see.
I'm sorry, Sundre, I'm not teaching you as much, but Alpha's here to cover for that.
Yeah.
It's very hard to commentate on low LP battles because a lot of it isn't as intense as Overlord, because Overlord's the only rank where you can say he took 4 damage that's game changing. In other ranks, there's just not nearly as much to say.
Yeah. Especially with a game like Blaston, it's kind of all over the place too. At any moment, you can just maybe overstep your boundaries a little bit too much, literally, and just take 50 damage in a few seconds, and that would change the game. And Blaston is more like a boxing or fighter game rather than a shooter game, in terms of at least commentating.
I think we saw a decent nade there because I don't know otherwise why GG Silla would look up into the sky like they did there. But yeah, it definitely is more akin to a fighter in that way. I just came to think of like you were speaking of different heights of like playing and stuff like that. It's so Tesseract, one of the, if not the top player in Europe, um, recently had some type of injury and have been playing sitting down. And those have been the most intense games of my life because I can't match their skill level, but they're
Wow.
I still lose like most of them, and it's just interesting to see. And also we heard from Captain earlier playing Apollyon, which had a broken controller of like one-handed plays. So I feel like there's a lot of different kind of community challenges that we could do around this type of stuff. So I'm gonna be looking into that hopefully sometime soon. And yeah, just as we have this kind of match going on in the background here, hello to everyone in chat, and to Nonculus, I believe. Hello. Yes, it is Defur who is controlling the Blaston official account here, joined by Alpha Cupcake and Starways. It's nice to have you both here. We're gonna be running the stream for, I believe, at least 15 minutes more, and we'll also do this tomorrow as well. So nice to have this, and it's gonna be a bit more organized tomorrow. I promise. This was a very impressive. Yeah, it was.
Hey, for first time, it's doing really well in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean it's really fun to see, and also just seeing, because I'm not sure if Oolong is done with their. No, it's still running the Blaston Boss Brush League, which is a tournament or / league in the game. So it's fun to see several Blaston streams on Twitch. It warms my heart to have that. Oh! Wow!
Oh,
It's like we're
okay.
summoning them!
Josie.
Oh my god!
You talked about it. They ask and you shall receive. Okay, this is a perfect match to commentate on here.
Yeah.
I was half hoping Josie would be short this match.
Yeah, me too. No, he's the full Josie. He's got all the J's. Now, these are some of the best players here in Blaston here, especially Josie winning back-to-back and a lot of different tournaments and leagues that come into play.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Rodel actually won the Open Val Open bracket in last summer, and Josie won the Premier bracket, right? So they're both tournament winners in their own regard.
When worlds collide, I suppose. But right now, Josie not even taking a single tick of damage by anything, really. I mean, like, you'd expect in this bullet hell meta some kind of damage from a stray pellet, but no, he's just been maneuvering around very carefully.
To be expected of Josie.
Yeah, well, we're not surprised. I mean, I'm surprised there's no damage, but wow.
Josie's got the snowball too, the snowball skin.
Also have it there. He finally took his first damage. It's over. You can see, Josie is a great example of how this bullet hell meta is coming in. Look how pressured Rodel is, stuck in the corner, but still taking massive damage in the process. Oh, Rodel finally able to turn back the tides. A little bit of hell of its own.
That has weird use of Vandal. Like, a lot of the time he's shooting the bullets instead of the nade, which, honestly, if I were running Vandal facing Josie with a nade, that's probably what I would end up doing, just in a pathetic attempt to shoot the nade.
Yeah, I think one thing to note here as well, again with the global community of this game. So Josie is from North America, and Rodel, I believe, is one of the Asia Pacific players. So
24's back.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
get that player cam.
Air blast.
Oh yeah.
And I think what we were saying earlier also was Rodel wasn't actually the winner of the open bracket. It was literally Canada, but I forgot what their alternate name was, and I just remembered it was Scrublord.
Oh yeah, right.
But Rodel, I think Rodel ended up dropping out since he wasn't able to make the match, if I recall, or either way, still plays pretty high.
I know Salad missed one of the matches. No, yeah, Salad was one of the final people. He slept in and forgot to go into the match.
Happens.
You snooze, you lose. That's just how it works.
Quite literally. Look at this dodging. Oh my gosh. Really getting down on the floor too. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, 24 seems to go the extra mile. Like,
Yeah.
he angled his head in order to turn instead of just ducking and moving to the side. I'm not sure what the point of that was.
Style points. A little bit of limbo here too.
Force of habit.
Maybe, I don't know.
I also noticed one thing. Obviously, the camera movement is a bit smoothed, so you won't throw up when you look at this move. But one thing that Woody has been a big advocate for is like actually just doing really quick peeks of where the weapons are spawning. You can see 24 doing this sometimes, where he just looks really fast to the sides. He actually does it way faster in his own point of view, I would believe. Such a sick drop block there on the frostbite as well.
Oh my gosh.
Cool thing about this is Bear and 24, they're teammates in the crew battles, so it's kind of cool to watch them fight.
Bearblast has done a really good job at trying to pin 24 in certain scenarios, but just hasn't been able to execute that damage that 24 has been able to do.
He's also been using Viper as a makeshift Vandal, shooting nades out of the sky. I've seen a lot of people do that, but I don't exactly see the worth in it. If you could just juke out the nade instead, then waste a 30 damage bullet, you know?
Yeah.
Seeing that bullet hell from Bearblast's point of view looked terrifying.
Yeah. I think that, and you see Bearblast like sideways hold of the weapon, like gangster style. Like, I love it.
Blast is also running double lasers, but he's not performing it as well as I would expect from Bear Blast. He's using it in a way that you don't see, because a lot of people like have seen Woody's video where there's a specific pattern you're supposed to follow in order to like get the maximum like amount of time needed where the lasers are on the field to like rush in with normal weapons onto your opponent, but Bear is using them one at a time. So I guess the goal or the attempt is to consistently keep them in one spot instead of keeping them in a very tight spot for a bit of time, but it's not really working out.
Not so much. And Bear Blast, look at this devastating onslaught of bullet hell coming his way. Doesn't have any resources back up to really do much here. 24 looks like might go in for the finishing touch. 30 seconds left on the clock. From all angles here. And look how devastating that is too. Nade from above, bullet hell from the middle, and just all angles. Bear Blast could not match up to what 24 was able to dish out. Not finishing at 24 seconds at the 25-second mark, but going 2-0.
Alright, we have another person going up against Josie here. See how well they can do.
I've seen this guy like occasionally. I don't think I've ever fought him in queue though.
So how do you pronounce the name? Great White Whiner or?
Yeah,
I almost
same.
wanted to say wiener, but I don't. I hope like I don't know. Wiener? Wiener?
Maybe they like wine. We'll see.
Yeah, Weiner. Yeah, we'll go with Weiner. Sounds better.
Josie actually brought down quite low here. About to get taken out. Great White Whiner dealing some massive damage. Josie just at a sliver of health, already in the red. One tick of damage from quite a lot of different weapons could take him out here. Might be seeing this bullet hell come into play. Josie able to maneuver around quite well. I'd be pretty scared if I was Josie right now. One dodge, two dodge. Already able to catch up here. Josie giving it everything he's got for the last onslaught of terror.
I think playing bold at the front of the podium regardless of his health too.
And he really wants to go in for this win here, and he does so. Josie able to close it out here with just a little bit of health at the 47-second mark.
I think we also saw, and I mean, someone has mentioned it earlier as well, that Josie sometimes, when pushed, he kind of switches it on, you know? Like he sometimes plays very relaxed, and then when he feels pressured, then it's when he kind of like activates in one way.
Which is 1%.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you're backed into a corner. Like the most dangerous thing you can do to an animal is when they're backed into a corner with no other options left. They go crazy, and I think that's what we see from Josie here.
That's when the animal becomes a beast.
Yeah.
Also, this has been something that distracts me in every game. But the hammer ellipse and raptor ellipse without skins, they make this glow, and I'm always focused on that when they spawn, not when someone's holding them. But it's very weird to see.
Yeah, it's actually a a feature of the post-processing of the spectator version of the game. Yeah, that's a good games. I hope we
Great
can.
fight.
Yeah, I hope we can add that to the main game at some point as well. So one of the, as I've been so, I guess nice with oversharing this weekend, but we are trying to look into ways to kind of improve the graphics in the game, and
Look,
hopefully,
Captain Fab.
yeah, hopefully that will be added. And here we have our previous caster now in the game instead.
Wow, he
Yeah,
really
Elliot,
wants that
right.
screen time.
Yeah.
Right now he is backed a little bit into the corner here, can only dodge in, but the Majestic Nade's perfectly timed here by Turbo with the bullet hell to follow through.
Great use of Majestic. It's a very unpopular weapon. He uses it at a great time because it stays on the field for only, or on the podium for only, like, about 5 seconds. So the fact that Turbo can crunch it in and get major damage is pretty cool.
Last bit of health, Captain Fabulous holding on for dear life. Turbo's got the combo to be able to seal the deal. Damage not quite in. 50 seconds left. Another Majestic Nade gonna come in, but Captain Fab's able to dodge it out a little bit cleanly. This is pretty close.
Ah.
There it is.
It's
Captain
over.
Fab taken out.
I love this, by the way, the drawing the heart with the fingers. It's like such a Blaston community thing to do. I love it.
We need a new like emote you can do with just like the heart thing you do with like your thumb and your index finger.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like what is it? The K-pop one?
Yeah, like we should do that too.
Yeah. This is looking way
I don't
better for
know.
Captain though.
Yeah, it definitely is. Already bringing Turbo to
That she
less than a
wasn't
quarter.
using Nova as defensively. Now
Wow.
he's making sure to be very strategic with it.
Turbo. Oh my gosh.
This just makes me think of that. What is it? What Woody has been a big advocate for is that a lot of the times Blaston players are looking more for the stylish approach and like finding new answers to, you know, the metas and stuff like that. And that's what I feel like when I see Turbo using the Majestic, because it's not a very common weapon to use. And like, I don't know, it just feels like he's trying new things out, and I love that at the top level, seeing a lot of those too. I mean, actually at any level, but it's a bit more cooler at the top level, I guess.
Yeah, and it's a lot more about timing too, especially with the slower moving thing. Because you saw earlier, I think the first round did it very well, where he timed the Majestic Nade with the bullet hell so that Captain Fab had literally nowhere else to go and just had to run through the Majestic Nades to, or the Majestics to just get out of that.
Yeah. When the Majestic comes too close to the camera.
Yeah, I love it.
Our own wob wobs.
Yeah. Someone should like sample that and make some sort of music.
Remix, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Fur should make all the noises from now on. Every
Oh, no.
update, he makes the music, you beatbox the music.
Yeah, we'll add a skin to all the weapons in the game, a skin pack, which is just my weapons making the noises. Let's.
Let's just defer making the sounds.
Did you guys know that my voice is actually in the game? Oh, the headshot! Oh, sorry, that was just
Hold
too
on,
sick.
what were you saying?
No, sorry, I just got distracted by the
Voice
headshot
in the
there.
game.
Yeah, no, yeah. So one of the characters in the campaign is actually voiced by me. I don't know if people realize that.
Well, which one? Yeah, you gotta go on.
I think
Go
it's
in and watch
the
that.
I think it's the third one, the one that is like kind of drunk. Not you know, I was merely acting, you know, with my very bad acting, but yeah, it's all of the voices actually in the game are by people from Resolution Games, so I guess it kind of goes in line with the more of an indie approach that we've had for Blaston. So I believe 2 or 3 of the characters in the single player campaign is voiced by Tilbet, which is the main game designer of the game. And then Argentia, which is the final boss, spoilers, is voiced by Louise, who is the concept artist for the game. And then
I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have thought they were all professionals. It sounded really clean.
Yeah, it helps to have all of these like voice filters, audio filters on them. Does he want to clap? Okay. Sorry.
Go in.
And also, finally, of course, the voice that you probably have heard the most of is actually by someone in the marketing team. So the voice that says "Blast on" and like, you know, blue player wins. Oh, they dropped their controller.
Oh, man.
Always keeps those straps on. So yeah. So the voice that does Winner Blue there is a guy in the marketing team who's been in charge of doing most of the trailers for the games. So you might recognize that voice too from the Quick Draw update trailer, which is the cowboy sounding person. And also when we did, I believe, Upload VR, we had a little video where we showed some snippets of Blaston, Demio, and Ultimex. So he has a good range, that guy, when it comes to voices, which I don't. I appreciate that.
You've only got the drunken range, apparently.
Yeah, drunken, weird. Also, by the way, both of these nicknames are absolutely fantastic additions to the Blaston community.
I love it.
Pogalicious and Lemon Peach. I'm jealous of these great nicknames. I only got the boots with the fur, you know. It's not the same level. But let's hope that we get another, I guess one of the higher tier games here. We're gonna be wrapping it up soon, mostly because I need to go to sleep. Otherwise we'll probably leave this on. I am going to look into seeing if we can get some sort of setup where we can actually have the stream, as you suggested, Alpha, in the Discord, more up. Oh, nice barrel roll. Have it up for longer times. Right now, this version of the Spectator actually can't really handle that to be up 24/7. But hopefully we can, you know, work on that type of stuff. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with another stream as well. So let's put our hands together and pray for the. Yeah, this is a pretty good one to go out.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, go out with. See how it goes.
Another redemption time for Great White Whiner. I don't think it's faring out too well, unfortunately. Oh, no, I spoke too
I put my
soon.
money on Great, honestly.
Okay,
It
I'll
was
put my money
very
on
good.
Tim. Yeah, nice. You get him, Tim.
20-second
Wow, okay,
round.
so yeah, that was a little fast.
Alright, if this one also is 20 seconds, then we'll do it at least one more. Can't go out like that.
We're gonna end with like a 5 LP match at the end. Great White Whiner just not quite getting the dodges here. I don't know, maybe Great White might benefit a little bit more with some sort of shield tech, as they can't quite get the dodges in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also takes a lot of practice too, especially with this level of speed that some of these bullets coming in.
Yeah,
Now,
he was using Raptor defensively, but the Viper is just so hard
I
to hit with another bullet.
now this again. I think you said this really well, Starwise. Something about the intensity being the same, but for other reasons. I feel like these nicknames are great as well, but for other reasons. It's just both of the nicknames have this kind of early 2000s, late 90s vibe to them.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Start putting out the Daru Sandstorm.
yeah, just missing the, what is it, the XX underscore. You can't have underscore in our in Blaston.
That's the reason. They would have had it otherwise, I bet.
Actually, you can't, but we pl- community members will know that there's at least one player that has underscores, and that was because I didn't know that I was not allowed, and I helped give someone that nickname. That person might be in chat here too. Yeah, we'll find one more high tier match for you guys to close out the stream. It's been great to have everyone on, Allium, Captain, Starwise, and Alpha here as well. It's been great. To be honest, I'm really excited for the future streams now too, because this was so not planned. So this is just gonna continue to be great. Oh, Rock Smash was in chat
This is
earlier
gonna
as
be
well.
perfect. Yeah, this is gonna be a perfect way to end it here. Turbo already taking quite a bit of damage here and trying to dish out and zone Rock Smash or Turbo as much as he can. Now I've seen Turbo play quite a lot in some of the previous tournaments, done fairly well. Alpha, have you seen Rock Smash play quite often?
No, I think I've fought Rock Smash once or twice before, but I rarely ever see him play. I've just seen him a lot in the Discord.
Definitely has been here for a little while, giving Turbo a good run for his money too.
Yeah, there are a lot of players that just kind of came out of nowhere who are super good. Like I know there's Blue Minoko, Rock Smash.
Sorry.
There are a lot of people, and a lot of them who just kind of left too, who were really good. Like Elegant was one of the top players, but he just kind of left one day, and it kind of sucks.
Sorry, I
Sitting
just
in
laughed
chat.
out loud at Rock Smash is like waving around their arms.
Yeah.
Also, Alpha, you'll notice this lens flare effect is also on the Avalanche Nade, which you can see when Rock Smash has it spawning. Oh my god!
Oh,
Come on, we can.
It won't spawn.
we wanted it. We wanted a longer match. No, Turbo's just saying otherwise. Holy.
Are we saying one more? This is now starting
Yeah,
to feel
one
like my
more,
Valorant
no
queuing.
no matter what. Final match.
I've lost 3 Valorant games in a row. Maybe I won more. Maybe I'll win the next one. Then you don't. You never do.
3 a.m. You still haven't won one.
Yeah.
You never do. But yeah, there should be a messaging game when the game is being spied on. Yeah, actually, that is something that we have been discussing a lot, and that is the main reason why this feature is mainly for developers. I've taken the liberty to showcase games for people because I feel like I'm responsible enough. But for the people that have been testing it, we haven't shared it, and it's. But it's definitely something we would like to add someday, hopefully, so that we can kind of, have people be able to opt out as well. We don't really want to make people feel bad about their playing. So far, we've only had good experiences with this, but we definitely don't want to add like a bad feeling of, I don't know if I'm on stream or not, or
I'm
something like that.
sneaky on the side. That's
Yeah, exactly. Or have people like being, I don't know, followed or whatever, that kind of stuff. So we are definitely very careful when it comes to these types of things for our community. We want to protect you guys, but this one, okay, this is the final one. So let's, enjoy it.
I think we can on more after this.
Easy for people to say in NA, but yeah. All right, let's.
All right. We'll close it out here. Look at Gullible, seeing if he's trying to point out to behind Great White Whiner, saying Gullible's written right behind you. Not faring so well. He's taking quite a lot of damage. Looks like he's actually no. He was just waiting for the perfect setup to come into play, just to turn the tide's route at the very last second.
3, 2, 1. Blast on.
All right, Alpha, who's your money on this time?
Honestly, have no idea. I want to say Gullible, but this Q stream has been like there were a lot of surprising winners. Also, Gullible's going Quicksilver Tundra, which is that's what I tried like right when it came out. Quicksilver Tundra was what I tried out because I thought like Tundra felt slow to me, and I just couldn't do it because well, one, I'm not a Quicksilver player, two, I'm bad at the game, and three, I'm not good at Tundra. So it's very interesting to see Quicksilver Tundra.
Definitely so. We'll see how that's gonna fare out for Gullible, as Gullible right now at half HP, but setup already here underway. Great White Whiner taking massive damage here and zoned out into the corner. Gullible still able to follow through, bringing Great White Whiner already down to the red. 1 minute left.
Captain Fabulous mentioned before why Tundra is such a like weird weapon to use because it has the 1 second delay. So when it comes to Quicksilver, you don't really know what you're gonna get if your opponent is having it out, because it's very hard to just, I don't know, just comprehend what's going on with Quicksilver Tundra.
All right, game number 3, winner take all. Alpha put their money on Gullible. I put my money on Great White. We'll see who takes home all the money. Hopefully it's me, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it so far. Half health, quarter health for Great White. One shot in, and that's gonna be it. No, it's the Tundra.
Quicksilver Tundra after all, dude.
That was a strat. I should have known. But I believe that's a wrap. The
Global
first.
also said in the chat, he asked 24 if Tether Tundra was good.
I think. Oh wait, no, you can hear me. I was changing the thing on stream here. One thing I actually wanted to, because I've been sharing so much this weekend and this streams particularly, but I'm not sure if people actually know. I want to say that this is still true, but the Tundra, because you said Alpha that Tundra feels slow, right? Uh, I believe the Tundra is actually the one of probably the fastest projectile in the game, but it doesn't feel like it because it's so long, so that it looks slow.
Yeah.
But if you shoot it next to a Viper, I think it should actually be faster than a Viper. But maybe, I don't know, maybe someone can lab that out and tell me it's the exact same speed as a Viper, as a captain says. Yeah, it just
It is, yeah.
yeah, it just looks slower because of its length. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the stream today. Thank you so much, Starwise and Alpha, for coming on to cast a bit. It was really great to have you on.
Well, thanks for having us
Yeah.
here, and big thanks to also Captain Fab and Alilium.
Yeah, it's been great to have everyone on, especially everyone in chat as well. It's been really fun to see people just kind of joining in and also then playing as well, just kind of coming on there. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow evening. I want to say 6 p.m. CET, and hopefully it's going to be more organized. I'm going to look into adding some channel point stuff to make it a bit more fun, maybe. And we might not have people all the time, but hopefully some people will be on. So, do we have? Wait, is Oolong still running his thing? No, I think everyone has come here. I was gonna say, like, should we raid them? I don't think we've ever actually done that from the main channel, but yeah, if you haven't already, follow this channel, and I say that as a command, not as a question. And then also also make sure to follow the game category if you want to kind of support other Blaston streams that are going on because I think yeah, it's about 400 people following that category and almost 900 now for this channel. So
Wow.
you can still support more of the community, but definitely also check out the
Buy the
Discord.
game
Yeah,
if you're in Steam too. Humble bundle.
yeah, exactly. We have a sale going on right now with some greats, or well, a great bundle overall. It's just uh, actually, I think I'm gonna get this myself because I was really interested in Trover. Trover Saves the Universe. So besides Blaston and Cookout, there's some other great stuff there. I can actually do the
There it
thing
is.
work. Yeah. All right. Also, I guess just as a shout out here now too, because I believe Allium at least has a YouTube channel and a stream. So and they're regular posted in the Discord. Um, and Starwise, I know that you have a Twitter. And yeah, I guess that's the best way to kind of plug you, right? Uh,
Yep, yeah, just Twitter, at StarWiseGG. Honestly, you can probably just search up Starwise. It's a unique enough name. It's not going to be elsewhere.
yeah, and as Captain says in the chat, has a YouTube channel as well, but it's mainly financial advice webinars.
Well, easy. You go watch those videos, make money, and then you buy Blaston.
Yeah, perfect. I know Alpha, you have a YouTube channel as well, right? I'm not.
Yeah, and after this, I'm probably gonna have to make a few videos. I feel inspired.
That's really fun to hear. But yeah, a lot of people making content in the community, so be sure to check them out. You find them mostly in the Discord if you're in it. So with that, I'll say goodbye and good night from Europe. Hope you have a nice weekend. So bye bye everyone in chat.
Bye bye.